4, I think it is, with Gray, Romero, Dragosine and Udogie. There's the whistle from Robert Jones, and the match begins. Tottenham kick off, play it back to their goalkeeper Vicario. Midfield of Gallagher, Palhinha and Bissouma, then Kolo Muani, Simons and Solanke. So if you've just joined us, there is no Van de Ven still, but also Danso and Spence are also now on the injured list. So Dragosine coming in for his first start since his comeback from that lengthy injury layoff.
Yeah, it looks like quite possibly it could be a free with João Palhinha playing on that right hand side, Romero and Dragosine here, and then Doggy as a wing back and Archie Gray. That's where it looks like now, because a midfielder wouldn't drop that deep to get the ball.
So there we are. Once again, there was a red herring in the warm-up. Tottenham very clearly warmed up with a back 4, but as he played the other night in Germany, the 3-4-3, it is that, isn't it? Palhinha is the right side, Romero in the middle and Dragosine on the left side of the 3. So Tottenham, white shirts with the blue trim, dark blue shorts and the white socks. Manchester City in their all-black kit. They have Donnarumma in goal, Mateus Nunes, Husanov, Gay and Ait Nouri. Then in midfield, Rodri with O'Reilly, Bernardo Silva the captain, and then Semenyo and Shirky with Erling Haaland through the middle after getting back in the goals. Erling Haaland against Galatasaray on Wednesday night. Both teams coming into this match after 2-0 wins in the Champions League, which secured their places in the top 8 and qualification directly for the round of 16 in that competition. Ball is back at the moment with Donnarumma, who is very cool there, all in lemon yellow in the Manchester City goal. Found its way to Haaland. Now here's Semenyo on the left-hand side. Semenyo approaches the edge of the box, still going, stabs it goalwards, and that is a scrambling save from Vicario. Didn't take it cleanly, and I thought for a moment Haaland might get in there, but he managed to grab it.
You're right. How easy was that, though, for Haaland to get the ball into his feet, and one pass, he put Semenyo one-on-one with João Palhinha. They won't want that, Tottenham. It was good play. I thought he could have maybe been a bit more positive. Vicario gets out his second attempt, but if that's the things to come, John, we're in for a good game.
Well, he's made a roaring start, hasn't he, Semenyo, for Manchester City, with the 3 goals that he scored in his first 4 appearances. It's the first time I've seen him live for Manchester City, because he wasn't able to play in the Champions League when we were in Norway. Gay likewise, but that's very promising. And of course, if you remember, Semenyo, before last month, Semenyo scored the winner for Bournemouth. Do you remember the late goal against Tottenham?
Yeah, it was a big goal, wasn't it?
A very big goal.
That would say goodbye, and huge goal.
As Manchester City come forward with the ball, it is Shirky who just puts his foot on the ball, middle of the Tottenham half, back it goes into the centre circle. Husanov in possession, Bernardo Silva, he's dropped deep as well, so Tottenham out of possession at the moment. Tottenham, who are allowing Manchester City a feel of the ball. Out it goes towards the far side to Ait Nouri, then back to the halfway line. Mark Gay, FA Cup winning captain against Manchester City last season. Now here he is in their ranks. Long pass forward, but it bounces all the way through, and it is a goal kick to Tottenham. It is full time in, well, what's been quite a match, Nathan Alban, in the Women's Super League for you.
The Etihad, John, is bouncing. Manchester City 5, reigning champions Chelsea 1. Hat-trick queen Caroline stealing the show. City going 11 points clear at the top with 8 games left. Champions elect for the glossary, John?
Quite possibly. Haaland trying to play it through the middle, but that's cut out, and Tottenham have got the ball back. And then Simons with a long pass. This is for Kolo Muani to chase out towards the right wing, does well, beats Ait Nouri, then stabs it towards the edge of the box, but Husanov was there and was able to clear it downfield, and then Semenyo is picked up for a foul as he turned Archie Gray, and in actual fact an offside flag was up as well, so it's a free kick to Tottenham inside their own half. Clinton Morrison here with us, Premier League goal scorer, Republic of Ireland international, and Tottenham with the ball just inside their own half, Clinton.
Yeah, it's been a good start. It's been a good start for both teams. Tottenham look like they want to cause problem.
Solanke just nipping it back there, and a slip from O'Reilly. So Tottenham with Simons, lifts one, curls one into the box. It's hooked back, and now here it's teed back towards the edge of the area where Haaland was in on the challenge. Here's Bissouma for Tottenham. rolls it out to the right-hand side. Palhinha now coming up and joining in with it. Bissouma as well, a couple of touches from him, and then Tottenham will go all the way back towards the halfway line. So Tottenham, who in the Champions League ended that phase of the competition with 3 wins in a row, but in the Premier League, Spurs have not won this year, not since I saw them win at Crystal Palace just before New Year when Archie Gray scored the goal, his first goal for the club. And they've not won at home, Tottenham, in the Premier League since December the 6th. So no home win for almost 2 months in the league. But it is Tottenham who've got it with Bissouma. And the huge crowd here inside the stadium strike up with their support once again. Ball passed forward from the back. Romero has to stretch for that as he gets it back from Gallagher. Now out to the right-hand side where the pass forward from Palhinha is deflected up in the air. And then will drop out of play for what is a throw-in on the far side of the field to Spurs.
You know what, it's a big game for Aït-Nouri. You've seen over the last few games, he looks like he's getting to his best. He's had a slow start with injuries, and O'Reilly's made that position his own. But now he's put him into midfield today, Pep has, to maybe strengthen their midfield. And big game for him, because we know he's good going forward, but I always question him in a one-on-one situation.
Yeah, O'Reilly into midfield, maybe to give Rodri a bit of support.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, because then you'll have Bernardo Silva, Cherki and Semenyo, Haaland. You 4 go and win us the game. We got the security behind us.
Tottenham trying to bring it forward with Udogie, and Udogie just winning a throw-in off Mateus Nunes, so it's out of play for a throw-in near the halfway line. Manchester City, who have recovered from, it's quite a shock, wasn't it, to lose in the way that they did the Manchester derby. And then I could hardly believe my eyes when we were in the Arctic Circle in Buda, when Buda Glimt did what they did to Manchester City there. But since then, the 2-0 wins against Wolves, and then in midweek against Galatasaray, but absolutely not firing.
No, and you know the Man United game, it could have been 5 or 6 as well, John. And I'm not being over the top there. I think they were outstanding. And Bodo Glimt was a poor performance. Losing Rodri that quick, getting sent off, was disappointing as well.
Yeah. And here is O'Reilly. O'Reilly plays the ball forward. Then Semenyo with a run. Romero goes with him, goes tight. And actually that means that Palhinha receives it from the challenge as it is then deflected out of play for a throw into Manchester City inside their own half. Remember, there was that feeling, that time when it seemed that Manchester City couldn't come here. For a long spell, many visits, they came to this stadium, didn't win, but then they won in the FA Cup. And actually, they've won in their last 2 league visits here. Haaland scored in both of those matches. Here's Simons though, bursting forward towards the edge of the area. Good challenge though from Husanov, who's improving. Husanov, the Uzbek, and he's seen plenty of exposure to first team football as well, with all of the various injuries that Manchester City have had in central defence. So here he is again, the number 45, the 21-year-old, just passing it forward. And now Rodri slips it towards the halfway line, Cherki, but Dragusin stepped in, he hoists it forward, right-footed. This is for Simons to chase, but Mateus Nunes comes out with the ball there and is able to play it to Rodri, and Manchester City have it near the edge of their own penalty area. This is 5 Live on the World Service from the BBC. On 5 Live, 6:06 later, Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton, so the lines will be open presumably at half-time, but you can book your call. You can text 85058 or hashtag BBC 606 if you're on your way back from one of the earlier matches where Brentford won at Villa Park and really dented Villa's championship hopes of winning the Premier League this season. As Gallagher wins a free kick, Cherki acts as though he can't believe it, just sort of mistimed the challenge. Down he went, Gallagher tumbling, holding the base of his back. Free kick to Spurs. Yeah,
it's the right decision for me, and I'm glad you alluded to Kusanov, because you know what, sorry John, when he first came, I was a bit worried about him because he had a nightmare debut, but he's improved ever so slowly, so I do agree with you on that, John.
Too many Murrays.
Yeah, too many Murrays. I was thinking, where am I going here?
Free kick to Tottenham. Simons is going to take this. If you missed it, as well as Brentford's win, exciting finish. Manchester United winning 3-2 against Fulham with Ali Bruce Ball and Steve Bruce, and then Nottingham Forest 1, Crystal Palace 1. Still 0-0. Finished 0-0, Hibs and Rangers, as Simons, long ball into the area which rattles off the back of Haaland's head, bounces down, and Semenyo just puts his foot through it. And the Spurs fans enjoy that, have a bit of fun with Manchester City, and Semenyo and out on the halfway line. You'll know, Clinton, with all of the moves that you had, for Semenyo to start in the way that he has.
It's brilliant. You want to hit the ground running. You know they've paid a lot of money for you, even though I don't think footballers think about that nowadays. But you know you're going into a big club where there's a lot of competition for places, John, because he could have been in and out of the side. But yeah, he started off outstanding so far.
Yeah, English-born, Ghana international. But it's quite a story, isn't it? And he actually did have a trial with Tottenham as a youngster. Bissouma is dispossessed centre field. Manchester City now suddenly all over Tottenham like a rash, although Haaland has gone down. And then the shot from Shirky scores! And it's 1-0 to Manchester City. Even though Haaland stumbled, Shirky made no mistake. Edge of the area, low shot, beats Vicario's dive to his right. And Manchester City are in front here. And Tottenham supporters watching on from the stands silently.
Yeah, it came out of nothing, didn't it, John? Really and truly. You know what it was? Bissouma lost the ball and he tries to get back at Haaland and he fouls him in the process, but it was Bernardo Silva presses ever so well. But when the ball comes to Turkey, John, you don't think there's nothing. Can a defender get there close enough? Because Haaland plays it to him. Can he get there and close him down? I don't think Dragusin does enough. It's a good finish, but I don't think Vicario should be beaten from there. It's poor defending. Dragusin has to go out and go and engage Turkey. You can't let a player of that quality, but great finish into the bottom corner.
9th goal of the season for Ryan Shirky. But really, Clinton, as you said it there, really it was so simple.
Do you know what though, John? It takes a deflection. I've just watched the replay. It takes the slightest of deflection, and I think that's what beats Vicario. But you are right, John. Too simple to let good players have that much time and space.
So Shirky enhances his growing reputation, the French international, and that is now for him 3 goals in the last 4. And he scored in 4 of his last 6. And also his 2nd goal of the week after getting one against Galatasaray in midweek. But they love him, the Manchester City fans. He is a talented player and he can finish.
Yeah, well, he's keeping out Phil Foden at the moment, so you have to be a talented player and he can play. And I think it could be one of the signings of the season for the amount of money they paid for him as well, John.
Which was just over £30 million.
Yeah.
And with some of the fees that are going around at the end of this transfer window, that ain't bad. Here's Semenyo now, Manchester City already in front. Semenyo with a low ball into the area. Bissouma clears it, but he's just given it to Ait Nouri. Manchester City, as they love to do, now ruthlessly trying to get a 2nd goal to add to the 1st. And if they were able to do that, it would be a heck of a long way back in this match for Tottenham.
Oh yeah, if it goes 2-0 in the next 5 or 6 minutes, it could be a long afternoon or a long afternoon stroke evening for Tottenham.
And so far, as I mentioned, immediately after the goal was scored, it's the silent treatment from the Tottenham supporters, and it's the Manchester City fans you can hear in great voice in their corner of the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Tottenham 0, Manchester City 1.
It's what they've got used to, isn't it? I feel like it's difficult for the Tottenham fans because they do expect a lot, but these players have to give them something more to cheer about. I just don't want it to get out of hand for them.
And all of those injuries in defence, and that's given away by Bissouma. And now Semenyo back to the edge of the box. Bernardo Silva tried to scoop it forward, and it was whacked away by Palhinha. Already Spurs are under the pump here against Manchester City. 4-2, Semenyo, who's been really bright, but under pressure. In fact, he was fouled, says referee Jones, and that's a free kick to Manchester City, 10 yards inside the Tottenham half.
See, the problem when City score early, the confidence flows and the 1 and 2 touches, and everyone wants the ball, and it's going to be so difficult for now Tottenham to get back into this game.
Yeah, it is only 1-0 though. 6 defeats already in the Premier League in this stadium for Tottenham. I mean, that is at the heart of the dissatisfaction with Thomas Frank, the manager. Their record here. Had a terrible home record though last season under Ange Postecoglou.
Yeah, but you know what Ange will say? I won the Europa League and I concentrated on that. That's his get out of jail card, wasn't it?
Well, look at that Champions League table.
That's what I'm saying.
Tottenham are the 4th best team in Europe.
Exactly. Now they've got to win it, John.
Yes, Semenyo just forward of the centre circle. Then back to Bernardo Silva. Turns it to his right. Here's the goal scorer, Shirky. And then Bernardo Silva, Tottenham knocking it around with great assuredness. Mateus Nunes just down below us. not far away from where Thomas Frank stands in his black hooded jacket. O'Reilly in the midfield. Bernardo Silva gives it back to the young England international O'Reilly. Then Rodri. Again O'Reilly. This is 30 yards out. Ball to the edge of the area. What a flick from Cherki. Haaland. And Cherki's actually gone down and stayed down. And Haaland puts his hands to his face that they weren't able to make more of that. Cherki's still down, rather distractedly, rolling around on the edge of the area as play continues. And then in the end, Husanov puts the ball out of play so that Cherki can receive some treatment.
Yeah, it was a foul. It was a brilliant little flick round the corner from Cherki. Outstanding. And Romero does catch him. I think it's knee on knee. So, yeah, it's a sort. The referee should have given a free kick there. There was no advantage there. From once Haaland couldn't get his shot away, referee should have blew up there and gave Man City a free kick.
Yeah, it sort of bounced to Haaland. I guess Robert Jones, the referee, probably thought, well, Haaland's in here.
Yeah, he thought he was going to get his shot away, but once he hasn't, John, he can pull it back and give the free kick.
Yeah. So, Cherki just receiving treatment. What have we got? 15 minutes played. Tottenham 0, Manchester City 1. And Cherki, it'll just be a sore one. That he'll probably be okay, won't he?
Yeah, he'll be all right. Yeah, he should be all right. Once you've scored a goal and the way he started, you want to be all right, don't you, John?
Yeah, and so he's receiving some treatment down there. Thomas Frank has just got back to his seat there to talk to his coaches. Cherki will have to come off the field. I must tell you, Clinton, Thomas Frank's press conference on Friday, our friend and colleague George Cummins has upset everyone there. When Thomas Frank was speaking, George hadn't switched his mobile phone onto silent and it went off.
It's poor from George, very unusual. It's not like George Cummins.
So George has been in the bad books. But apparently the rule at Tottenham is, if that happens, you have to buy cakes for everyone.
Can George do that?
Well, George has been told that Thomas Frank's favourite place for cakes is a very expensive Danish bakery in London.
So when the next home game, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. So George has got to deliver. Ball over the top. Oh, Haaland could be in here. Oh, lifts it over Vicario, but onto the roof of the net as well. And there was no offside. If he'd been able to finish there, that would have been 2-0.
Let me tell you something, for the quality that Haaland has, it's a big opportunity. He does ever so well. It's a brilliant ball from Rodri. He shows great strength and pace to outpace Dragusin. But once he gets in there, he's trying to lob it over him, and it's too much on it. But yeah, he'll be disappointed, Haaland, with that.
So that is a let-off for Tottenham. That could easily have been 2-0.
That would have been game over.
Oh,
if they go 2-0.
Yeah, it would. And of course, as well, how the stadium would have reacted to that, because we've only got 17 minutes on the clock, but it didn't.
No, it
so
didn't.
It's still only 1-0. Celtic still 2-0 up against Falkirk, by the way, and they are in added time there, so we'll get the full-time news from Jane Lewis shortly. Manchester City come again. I sense unease in the home sections. They're thinking a second goal might come soon. Cherki back on the field, tried to pass it through. Dragusin blocked that out. Solanke now. And the Spurs fans are saying, come on now, take it on. But Solanke has dwelt on the ball. Then Archie Gray steps forward. Gray does take it on, plays it forward to Solanke. Solanke is beaten to it by Husanov. Slid in, got there first, the Uzbek defender for Manchester City. And they will play it away from the back.
The young man's been outstanding. We can talk about Mark Gahey, how good he's been, but Kusanov's been brilliant. He recovers there, because I think Gahey goes into a position where he shouldn't go, but brilliant defending from Kusanov.
Could be an interesting combination, these two in central defence for Manchester City.
I'd like to see when Diaz comes, but I know Guardiola's out for the season, but for me it would be Guardiola and Gahey. But does Diaz get back in? That's the big question at the moment.
Yeah, as Mark Gahey passes it forward to Semenyo, the two January signings together, but Tottenham have too many men there on the edge of the area, and it is cleared away by Vicario to the halfway line. It's a funny atmosphere, isn't there, inside the ground?
Well, it looks like you're just waiting for the fans to turn, aren't you? You feel like they're getting upset there where they're breaking, but I don't think you can just give the ball back to a good Man City team. You have to have build-up, and if you go and press them, they'll pass it around you, John.
I think if a Haaland in form gets that opportunity that he had,
he scores. He knows. The cameras went straight to Pep. He was leaning back. He knew it, and it's still a difficult chance, but not for someone like Haaland.
Yep, scored on Wednesday as well against Galatasaray, but it is just 2 goals in his last 10 appearances for the great man, the leading scorer in the Premier League this season, with the 20 that he's got in this competition, 27 in total. But just not at his best, and that there from Kolo Muani was late in on the challenge. ball had gone. It's a free kick to Manchester City, and I'm just waiting to see if Robert Jones does decide to show a yellow card for that challenge on Rodri.
Yeah, he was late, but it's frustration. You're trying to press, and that's what. Yeah,
Should be a yellow card.
That should be a yellow card. I don't like to see players get a yellow card, but that is a yellow card for sure. He's been too nice there, the referee.
He's got away with that.
He has.
So Tottenham 0, Manchester City 1. Mind you, at the end at Stamford Bridge last night, I thought there might be 2, 3 or 4 red cards shown. As it turned out, there was just the one.
I was listening to your commentary on the way home, John, and I thought there would be 3 or 4, and there probably should have been 3 or 4.
Well, you've probably seen it since. It was mayhem.
Mayhem, I saw it.
Yes.
Mayhem.
I suspect both teams will have to explain why they didn't control their players.
Exactly that, John.
Here's Mateus Nunes. Tottenham win it back. Simons has done well there. He's come through another challenge against Shirky into the penalty area, but showed too much of it. And then Husanov slid in. The referee's playing the advantage this time, though. He's brought it back, and that is a yellow card for Husanov. No messing about this time. The card was out of the pocket in a flash.
But I do think it is a yellow card. Man City again trying to play in the wrong areas. I know it's a style that Pep Guardiola likes, but sometimes they put themselves under pressure, and he just dives in. Husanov. Gallagher does well. That is a yellow card.
Yeah, so Gallagher, I think he's going to be okay. Yeah, he's not receiving treatment. He's still sitting on his backside. Conor Gallagher, former Chelsea youngster, Conor Gallagher, but back from Spain. One of the bigger signings of the January window, £35 million. Could have gone to Aston Villa.
Yeah, I was surprised, I was surprised at that, John, but maybe, the capital loves to be back in London.
Yeah, probably has something to do with it. So it's a free kick then to Tottenham. So Colum won, he got away with his challenge, but Husanov didn't get away with his. And of course it was probably the pace that he went in, Husanov, as he sprinted out of the box. Free kick, Tottenham 0, Manchester City 1. And this really is a rare opportunity for Spurs in the match so far. Set piece. Simons to take this. 3-man wall. It's from an angle on the left-hand side. It'll be between 20 and 25 yards out. Simons waits. Donnarumma just moves from foot to foot, hits it into the top of the wall, hit Rodri, loops up in the air, and Donnarumma is able to come and catch it. And it remains 1-0 to Manchester City through that early Shirky goal in the 11th minute. And it is all over in Glasgow with you, Jane Lewis, now.
Yeah, absolutely is. It's finished Celtic 2, Falkirk 0. Goals from Thomas Chivinchara in the first half and Benjamin Nygren in the second. Enough for the win here for Celtic, and enough, probably more importantly, John, to move them to second spot in the Premiership, although still 6 points off leaders' Hearts. It could have been more comfy, but this is an important win for Celtic in this intriguing race for the title. It finished here, Celtic 2, Falkirk 0.
Haaland challenges on the halfway line, forced to Shirky. Shirky into the penalty area now, still going. Oh, it shoots straight across the face of goal. Seemed like he'd done everything. Left 2 Tottenham players on the floor inside the box, and then couldn't finish.
It's outrageous bit of skill from Cherki. He just goes past Romero like he's not there, and he gets and then he chops. Dragusin dives in, and then you're thinking you're just waiting for the net to ripple. I do think.
Oh, it's a save.
He does save it then. Yeah, but the referee hasn't given it. It's a good save, and he hasn't given it. It is a brilliant save. He wants that, Vicario. He wants that on his CV for sure.
That was a fantastic save. That should have been 2-0. I did wonder how he didn't finish from there, and
Definitely.
The reason was the goalkeeper got a hand to it and the officials weren't at the right angle to see it, so goal kick was given as free kick is conceded down the other end, Udogi, and it's a free kick to Manchester City. By the way, just in case you're wondering, the T20 that's going on at the moment in Sri Lanka, it still has not resumed. England are 57 for 2 after 7.2 overs, chasing 190 to win that, but no play at the moment.
The way you spotted that is unbelievable.
Well, because I saw the replay.
No, it don't even matter if you see the replay. It's the slightest of touches, but it's still good eyes from you, by the way. I'm not paying you a compliment anymore. You've done ever so well to see that. Even I've done it, and I've looked 2 or 3 times. Well, it's just a glimmerous of touches. I'm running. If I'm Cherki, I'm running to the rest, and he saved that.
Yeah. And also the way that Dragusin slid in.
He's going off, John, I think, Cherki, because Reinders is getting ready.
Oh, right.
So that injury earlier on where he picked it up, he just went down again with no one near him.
Yeah, so Reinders is being prepared, so this might be a lengthy stoppage here.
Huge blow.
Yeah.
You're thinking now, don't you think, John? Phil Foden must be well down the pecking order at the moment.
Is a good point.
Because you would think he'd be the perfect replacement. Yeah.
You would have thought that, wouldn't you? But it is Shirky coming forward. We can see the number 4 in his back. And Vicario with that save. And Dragusin, the way that he slid in was completely left for dead by Shirky. He dragged it back and he went sliding in on his back, away past him, a little bit like Billy Wright at Wembley against the Hungarians.
Yeah.
As you'll remember. He
might be alright, you know. I think Reinders is sitting back. Now Pep's saying to him, are you alright or you're not alright? And then he said he's alright, so I think he might be staying on.
It looks like Shirky has said to them, that's it, I'm finished, I'm not going to be able to continue. Because the reaction from Guardiola kind of suggests that he's walked away with his hands in his pockets. Guardiola. It's as if to say, are you alright or are you not?
Alright, yeah. I've got Reinders ready to go, and now I have to tell him to sit back down.
Yeah. Very casually dressed today, Pep Guardiola. No coat. I told you it wasn't the coldest here today.
No, you're right.
Sort of brown suede shoes, which I don't think I've seen before from Pep Guardiola.
He knows he's in the capital. He has to dress to impress.
Yeah. Well, Manchester City have had to win in the south today after Arsenal won in the north yesterday. Tottenham 0, Manchester City 1, and that's what they're doing. And it looks as though Shirky's all right.
Yeah, he's all right.
He certainly looked all right when he was leaving Dragusin on his...
That's what I'm saying. After you've just done that bit of skill and scored a goal, you don't want to come off, John. No chance.
Yeah, well, it's got a great history, hasn't it? Tottenham against Manchester City of exciting individual goals, going all the way back to Ricky Villa. Tottenham had the ball, but they've gone all the way back to Vicario. I can see you shaking your head.
Because I don't know what they're trying to do, Tottenham. I don't know what they're trying to do. They've gone back and then they end up giving the ball back to Man City. From where the free kick was, they've gone back 50, 60 yards.
Yeah, and probably thousands and thousands of Tottenham fans in this stadium are probably making the same point to one another. Dragusin gets up. He heads that forward. Simons. Gallagher, high foot there against O'Reilly. It was a bouncing ball. O'Reilly's come out of it. Then Haaland plays the first time pass, but overhits that all the way through, and Haaland now waving his arms around, frustrated with himself really as much as anything else.
Yeah, he knew the ball was on to put Semenya in.
And Tottenham start again from the back. Long pass forward from Archie Gray, the adaptable Archie Gray in this lineup as the right wing back, as Tottenham win it back. A flick from Kolomwani. Solanke couldn't take it on. Simons tries to do the same, but then in comes Ait Nouri and is able to win the ball back for Manchester City. In the English Prem Rugby Cup, Bristol 8, Gloucester 16 as latest score, and actually there's commentary on that on Sports Extra. In fact, it's finished. It is all over, so that is the final score. Gloucester wins 16-8. Bernardo Silva takes the ball and passes it out to the far side. Manchester City leading through. Very good finish from Cherky from the edge of the box. Pinpoint, bottom corner, but Tottenham didn't defend it particularly well. So that is the first goal that Manchester City have scored in 3 Premier League away games after they failed to get on the score sheet at Sunderland and in the Manchester derby. Here's Rodri just pulling the ball from foot to foot. Probably worth reminding, it's still only his 12th start of the season in all competitions. Ball into the box, Dragusin headed it away, but Bernardo Silva's ball back into the area was too close to Vicario, who was able to catch it.
And you can hear the fans, they want him to get on with it. And you know, because they've got the 2 up front, it was 2-on-2 there, Solanke and Moani against Kusanov and Gay.
That was such a big feature of the match yesterday, when Chelsea, when they were in the groove, just constantly, they got the ball back into play and just went at West Ham relentlessly, didn't give them a breather. Tottenham do play it forward to Simons in the centre circle. It was awkward for him, and Rodri was able to come in, make the challenge. Simons though has got up and he's still got it, but Rodri puts in the tackle, then Gray with a tackle on Rodri. Free kick to Manchester City, I think, for the initial challenge by Simons on Rodri. Free kick to Spurs.
Yeah, you're right, Rodri caught him 2 or 3 times there.
So Spurs had the ball 5 yards inside the Manchester City half after that foul by Rodri on Simons. Romero to take this. They look tentative, Tottenham.
void of ideas. That's the big one.
They've gone backwards.
Yeah,
with the free
gone
kick.
backwards.
Bissouma actually came across and took it back to Romero, because Romero was over the ball, looking forward, and then just thought the best option here is for Bissouma to take this back to me, and now eventually the ball's out of play for a Manchester City throw on the far side.
It's like they can't have one or two passes and then they just give it back to Man City. They're not confident enough.
Confidence is such an important thing in sport, isn't it?
It is.
The ball's played forward for Spurs, but Rodri's able to get a foot to it, but Donnarumma's going to be able to get there comfortably first, which he does. Passes it out to Ait-Nouri. Rodri, who has Bissouma trying to win it back, but that was a foul by Solanke. Yes, it was, even though the groans. It's a free kick for Manchester City.
Yeah, it's a great bit of skill from Rodri. I don't know how they do it in these tight areas, because if I was a manager and my players are doing that, but that's what Pep wants his players to do, and he trusts all of them.
So a free kick to Manchester City. Half an hour played. It's not been a great half hour for Tottenham and for Thomas Frank. Manchester City deservedly in front. And now here is Semenyo, who gets the ball down and plays it back down into the full-back position. Rodri has been put under pressure here illegally by Conor Gallagher, who comes out with the ball, says to the referee, I got the ball, but he got too much of Rodri as well. It used to be, didn't it, that Manchester City, with Rodri and his teammates, would commit little fouls. Tottenham are committing lots of little fouls against Rodri. Bernardo Silva gives it to Haaland, who goes on one of those marauding runs, but it comes to nothing on the edge of the box. Ball falls back to City though again. Ait-Nouri, then Shirky, then Rodri, a little flick, and back into the centre circle to Husanov, and then Mateus Nunes. And they're so much more assured, aren't they, City, with the ball?
Yeah, they are. They're so better in the ball. That was again Haaland done it. He just went past Romero like he's not there, and it was a heavy touch. You can see he's not at the top of his game at the moment. But yeah, City are in cruise control at the moment, John.
Tottenham 0, Manchester City 1. Bernardo Silva thinks about the long pass forward instead. Pretty patterns, goes left, then right, and then Mateus Nunes, and then back to Husanov, with Manchester City now back halfway inside their own half. And Shirky will roll it all the way back to goalkeeper Donnarumma, right-footed from the halfway line. Haaland chests it back, but into the path of Simons. Simons now might have opened up for him. In fact, plays it to Colomwani. Colomwani back across, but behind Solanke. And so Bernardo Silva back in there can get it away.
Yeah, I think he would have been offside. I don't know why the linesman left it so long, because you could see Mwani went way too early. City had a really good shape, but yeah, Haaland comes into him again and it bounces off him.
From open play, that was as good a chance as Tottenham have had in the match.
Yeah, definitely.
However, as Clinton, the all-knowing, the offside-knowing Clinton pointed out, it wouldn't have counted anyway. Here's Udogie down the left-hand side. It's the left wing-back. In the absence of Spence, Udogie playing there. He's another one who's missed so much of the season. As I mentioned before the match, Thomas Frank in the programme today, second paragraph starts with the fact that he had 12 senior players unavailable to him in Germany. Simons overhits the pass through, or at least Udogie didn't make the run, and again that looks terrible for Tottenham as the ball just dribbles away over the white line for a goal kick.
Yeah, I think it's poor for Simons, because Udogie would have been offside again. I think he'd gone too early and he wanted to pass, and Thomas Tuchel is in the building, John.
There he is on our little screen here, so he'll be sitting on the level below us, won't he?
Yep.
Black cap on his head. It's February now, so the next England squad will be named next month, the final squad before the World Cup. So Solanke.
Yep. Mark Gay, he's there, obviously. O'Reilly.
Don't think Mark Gay's got anything to worry about.
No. Phil Foden?
Well,
because he would have came to watch him, wouldn't he?
He loves Phil Foden.
He does. Oh, well, that's all right. But he has to be playing.
He doesn't always put him in his team.
No, he doesn't.
But he is a player who it feels like has got a bit to do in the second half of the season
for Man City, and also to impress Thomas Tuchel. You're right, John.
Yeah, even though he has scored 10 goals this season. Here's Semenyo now. O'Reilly taking it on. Semenyo as well. Bissouma with a challenge. Ait-Nouri takes it on, but across comes Romero to make sure that Ait-Nouri's not able to get the delivery across the Tottenham penalty area, although Shirky has been able to squirrel it back. Then back to Rodri. Right-footed ball from Rodri over the top of Haaland. Dragusin was there with Haaland, I thought surely Haaland will get up and head this in, but over the top of him through.
Yeah, I thought it was a great ball from Rodri, and he looked like for all money he was going to be on there.
I think cheers, because Tottenham have actually, and then they go backwards.
Oh, they passed forward.
They passed forward from the goal kick to Udogie. A slip from Rodri. Spurs have got a long way to go here. However, Gallagher passes it forward to Simons. Simons now coming infield. City have got those black shirts back into their positions. Palhinha, his pass was behind Gray. More groans. I think the groanathon inside the Tottenham stadium is flickering away the meter as Tottenham lose it again in the Manchester City defensive third. Bernardo Silva to O'Reilly. It's another one being watched by Thomas Tuchel. I know he liked what O'Reilly did in those November World Cup qualifiers. And then Bernardo Silva, then to Semenyo. Semenyo against Romero, goes down, might have been chucked over.
It's a foul, I don't
referee says
understand.
not.
Yeah.
Romero carries it forward, then plays it to Simons. Simons has got Kolomoani ahead of him to his left, plays it to Kolomoani. Defenders are back in there, then back to Simons, takes a touch, takes another touch, he's in the D, then he's challenged, and then he goes down, and Rodri comes out with the ball. And it comes to nothing.
Why are you not shooting there? Like, shoot! You're number 10. You're on the edge of the box.
One or too many touches. Now Semenyo takes on Palhinha with a challenge. He goes down. The ball bounces away. Referee's not sure. Gives a goal kick to Tottenham.
Yeah, it's poor that from Semenyo. He's got to do better. But what they do ever so well here, Simons has to get his shot away. Has to.
We're into the last 10 minutes of the first half. You can hear the atmosphere, and it is not comfortable for Thomas Frank and these Tottenham players. It's not helping them, I'm sure.
No, it's not. I understand the fans' frustration, but they can't go forward all the time, John.
Yeah. Basuma is able to lift the pass out to Udogie, who gets that down. Mateus Nunes comes across. Udogie's having a run at him now, up towards the edge of the box. Gives it to Solanke, who had his back to goal. Defender with him. Gallagher. Then to Archie Gray. Runs his foot over the ball back to Basuma, 25 yards out. Then Gray again. And then Gallagher's ball in from the right-hand side. Solanke's able to get it down the back here. Simons with a shot, but that was immediately blocked. Blocked at source by Mateus Nunes. Manchester City played away. Rodri's been fouled by Simons. And it's a free kick to Manchester City halfway inside their own half.
Yeah, it is a foul. Rodri gets there just before, but it's better from Tottenham, but no one wants to take on the responsibility of having a shot.
Yellow card for Simons. Remember him being sent off here, the Liverpool match, for that challenge on Van Dijk.
Yep.
His international teammate. Well, that's a yellow card for him today.
Yeah, he has to be careful now, John.
Tottenham 0, Manchester City 1. 5 Live from the BBC. It's a match of the day tonight. Women's football show after that. After Manchester City 5, Chelsea 1. We'll have more on that at half-time, I would imagine. Earlier, wins in the WSL for Tottenham. Tottenham's women winning away at West Ham. Manchester United, Everton and London City all winning today. We'll have more at the break on Brentford's win at Aston Villa. Manchester United's win against Fulham. Excellent late goal from Sesko to win it just when it seemed it was going to finish 2-2. And Nottingham Forest 1, Crystal Palace 1. So Forest with that point now 6 points above West Ham in the relegation zone. 1-0 to Manchester City here, who with this scoreline would be taking the lead at the top back down to 4 points. Solanke going nowhere, he's been dispossessed. O'Reilly's going to carry it up towards the edge of the box. Semenyo now. Semenyo, 3 Spurs players around him. Uses Ait Nouri with the socks down. Then to Rodri. And Tottenham have got everyone behind the ball. We have 6 minutes to go to half-time, plus added time. And really, Erling Haaland could easily have made it 2-0. That was a big moment. And it's not got any worse for Tottenham since then, which would, for Tottenham supporters, be something of a clutching at straws exercise. But it is a fact. Rodri playing it to his left to Mark Gay, and then back to O'Reilly. Now Bernardo Silva has all of the play in front of him, and then goes back to Husanov on the halfway line. I suppose Thomas Tuchel here will be interested to see Mark Gay's transition into a Manchester City player. I suspect we'll see the same Mark Gay that we saw at Crystal Palace. He is most unruffled, isn't he? As a character and as a footballer.
Operator, isn't he, John?
He is indeed. Smooth operator, as Sade used to say. Here's Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva taking the ball forward. O'Reilly, but that's a strong challenge from Romero. Bounces back towards the halfway line. At the moment, the match is going nowhere. Manchester City leading 1-0. City with lots of possession, as they like to do, but Tottenham can't get it off them, even though they go all the way back towards the edge of their area. Gay up towards Semenyo, still inside his own half, and he turns and then plays it over towards the far side. Ait Nouri is going to take this on, and then in comes the challenge on him from Gallagher. It's been an energetic performance from Conor Gallagher as well. He's another one that Thomas Tuchel will be looking at, of course.
Yeah, definitely. There's quite a few of them, to be fair. You're right, John. He's been the one who's trying to go and press, and we know Conor Gallagher will give you the legs like that. His tenacity in midfield.
Half-time on 5 Live, we will be hearing from Michael Carrick, we'll be hearing from Keith Andrews, and we will be hearing from Oliver Glasner as well after Crystal Palace's 1-1 draw at Nottingham Forest. I suspect you might be hearing from some of them on the World Service as well. Rodri, long pass forward over to the far side to Semenyo, who takes it down. Tottenham trying to get back. Archie Gray's with him. Semenyo takes him on and then cuts back, then plays it to Shirky, but actually misplaced the pass, and it rolled straight to Basuma, and Tottenham could be away now on the counter-attack. Spurs fans urging Udogie to play it forward. Actually plays it out to Simons, and Simons dwells on the ball, and Simons actually is forced back, but does play it infield to Udogie, and then back into central defence to Romero. Play is back underway in the T20, and England are chasing now a revised 168 in 17 overs to win that after the rain delay. Tottenham 0, Manchester City 1, and for really an extended period of time now this match has been played between the penalty areas. Basuma out to the right hand side. Palhinha hits a long pass. Solanke battling for it against big Husanov, who wins it in the air, and then Rodri is able just to take the ball and keep it inside his own half.
He looked good today, doesn't he, Rodri, so far? I'm not saying he's back to his best, because nowhere near back to his best, but he's winning tackles. He looks like he's moving better, because the injury he had takes a long time to come back to, John, till you feel like you're very, very best. Yeah,
as I mentioned, it is just his 12th start of the season, and last season, remember, only 8 appearances in the whole of last season. But exactly. I must say, I was quite shocked at the way that he was beaten for that third goal in the match against Buda Glimt.
Yeah, you're right. It was so easy. And then the way he got the 2 yellow cards as well. 2 yellow
cards as well in less than a minute. Not even you, Clinton, surely.
No. Mine wouldn't be for tackling, it might be for arguing, John.
2 in a minute for arguing.
Exactly.
If Steve Bruce is listening on his way home, he'll be chuckling at that.
Exactly.
Here's Mateus Nunes, then plays infield towards Shirky. Shirky got a fortunate bounce of the ball off Basuma. Still going, Shirky gives it to Mateus Nunes, and that's up for Ait Nouri, who mishits the shot. He managed to knock it up, but then it was an awful shot, actually.
Yeah, it was awful.
Well wide.
Definitely. One thing Pep gets frustrated with Cherki, he has too many touches. He's a maverick and he's a superstar, but you see him on the touchline, he's always berating him and getting frustrated. I think that relationship is kind of, there's no hate, it's all love, but there'll be a few conversations of you should have moved it quicker.
That, in a Manchester City world, is what's known as the Jack Grealish rule.
There you go.
Ball cleared away from Dragusin to Rodri through Bernardo Silva, Semenyo, 2-0. Semenyo scored again. 4 goals in 5 appearances. What a start this is for their January signing from Bournemouth. So simple, middle of the goal, just had to plant it past Vicario, which he did. It's always been threatening this to go to 2-0, and it's done just that just before half-time. And looking around the stadium, Tottenham supporters leaving their seats. Yes, half-time is coming up, but the mood is bleak in the home stands. Tottenham 0, Manchester City 2.
Yeah, they give the ball away in stupid areas again. The finish from Semenyo is outstanding, but Tottenham have the ball. It's a poor clearance, and then Rodri plays a good ball to Bernardo Silva, the little touch around the corner, and sometimes them finishes, you have too much time, everyone thinks they're easy, but it's a great finish from a player who's in fantastic form. He just bends it past Vicario, he gets the slightest of touches, Vicario, right into that bottom corner. Good finish, brilliant goal. City have been outstanding in his first half. Tottenham have been very poor.
Tottenham 0, Manchester City 2, and Semenyo, well, he's not done much wrong.
I tell you what he did wrong, that celebration.
Apart from, was it a double back flip?
Yeah, it
and
was.
After the second one, he lost his balance and fell over.
Didn't he? Brilliant.
Well, he's only human.
He is.
Long pass forward, this is for Semenyo to chase, and Vicario, there's nothing he could do about that goal. He's passed the ball out from the back. He'll have to get back in his goal, and then it's passed from Polinia. Archie Gray chasing after it, can't get there. I think he kicked the ball away off that little cone as well, and he's got away with that. He was delaying the restart there. He was fortunate the ball wasn't too far away, and Manchester City take the throw. But that is, and I have to say, I thought in this day and age where so many transfers are acrimonious, that wasn't, was it, Semenyo?
No, that wasn't.
I think everyone wished him well. He was, in the time that he was at Bournemouth, did so well for them.
And he still played the day before. He was going and
scored goals.
And most players would have been worried about getting injured, John. I think he handled the situation. That shows anyone who wants to move, handle it like that, you will get your moves. City have done that with both players. Mark Gay's been the same, John.
Yeah. Yep, 10 goals for Bournemouth this season, and that is now 4 for Manchester City, so 14 goals. That actually represents the best goal-scoring season of his career.
He's been outstanding. I remember when he was at Bristol City, the improvement I've seen in the player been first class.
Yeah, it's quite the story, isn't it? I mentioned that he was at Tottenham on trial. Now he's scored against them in the Premier League again, just as he did for Bournemouth in that match last month. Tottenham need something. Kolo Muani into the area, tried to angle it back, but into the path it was of Mark Gay, who was able, even though he stumbled, he was able to get it away. Tottenham, if they could get something before half-time, that would be crucial.
Yeah, it's a must for me.
Otherwise, it's hard to see Thomas Frank's team getting anything out of this. However, Simons, edge of the area, but in came the challenge and he was blocked by O'Reilly. It's a free kick just outside the box and a yellow card for the Manchester City man.
I don't know if it was O'Reilly or it might be Rodri that's got the yellow card, because I might be wrong here, John. Yeah, it's Rodri. Rodri pulls back on Xavi Simons. It's that pace that he doesn't have over that 2 yards. You can see there, little tug from Rodri. So I think it's Rodri the yellow card.
That's it again.
That is it. That's what I'm saying, John. That's where
that didn't used to happen.
No, it didn't, because he can't. You know what it is? He's getting up to speed, and it's those little 2 yards sprints which he's struggling to get at the moment. We know he can cover it, but the 2 yard sprints.
That was unheard of.
It was. He would usually just sweep that out, wouldn't he, John?
Oh.
Just praised him 5 minutes ago. Maybe he's not back yet.
He would take the ball in that situation from the player,
yes,
like the proverbial
100%
candy from a baby. But he is not, as Clinton Morrison says, up to speed in any sense. And that's resulted in the conceding of a free kick, yellow card to Rodri, a bit like Buda Glimt, so he's on a yellow card again. So watch out for the next minute. But first of all, this is a massive moment for Tottenham. Free kick, central, the wall's ready, man lying down behind it. Simons, pressure is on, needs to deliver. Right foot through the wall, but saved by Donnarumma, who just had to move slightly to his left and grasp the ball into his enormous chest.
You're never beating Donnarumma on the side that he's on, so you should try and go up and over the wall. So it was a kind of disappointing free kick. Kind of sums up Tottenham's half in his first half, that free kick from Simons.
First attempt on target. It's the first note I've made of that
No,
nature.
I think you could be right. It is the first attempt on target.
Yeah. Tottenham 0, Manchester City 2 on Wednesday night when we're in. There is the half-time whistle. Listen to this. I'm afraid that is a familiar sound here inside this stadium. Not just this season, but certainly this season under Thomas Frank. 2-0 down at half-time. And the Tottenham fans are sad, unhappy, frustrated. They're not enjoying this.
No, and the Man City fans are enjoying it because they've been outstanding, but Tottenham have made them been outstanding, been nowhere near good enough, not laid a glove on them, not gone forward quick enough, not pressed quick enough. And I know they're playing against quality, but second half it has to be better, John, surely.
It's 2-0. I mean, it could be worse.
It could be worse, you're right, it could be worse. Vicario made the brilliant save from Cherky, and Haaland's missed a golden opportunity, so yeah, it could have been 3 or 4.
It's very, very hard to see Tottenham getting anything out of this. 3 points for Manchester City looks inevitable. But hey, yesterday, match I was commentating on, 2-0 to one team at half-time.
Yes.
The other one won 3-2.
Yes.
So we will see. Tottenham 0, Manchester City 2.
I just think, Clinton, it really highlights how precarious Thomas Frank's position feels. I don't know about is, but feels, because they have had a mini revival, and it's only taken 45 minutes for it to feel as flat as it ever has done again.
Yeah, the mini revival was in the Champions League. I still think last week's result against Burnley, Crossy, was disappointing. To only drew against Burnley, that's not being disrespectful, but they managed to get back in it. But yeah, you got to give something for the fans to shout about. Watching the game here live, no, they're too passive, they're too slow, they don't look comfortable in possession. They're trying to play out from the back. They might as well get everyone up the pitch and try and play in Man City's half. They're not good enough to play out from the back at the moment, this group of players, Crossy.
Clinton, John, thank you for the time being. 08085 909 693. The lines are open for 606. Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton who'll be with you once we are done at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, where Spurs lead by 2-0. Reaction on the way to Forest 1, Palace 1, Manchester United 3, Fulham 2 and Aston Villa 0, Brentford 1. I was about to say, shaping up for an exciting finish in the cricket. It might yet do, but there's been a wicket. Kevin Howells.
So all of this is to do with the fact we've had rain. Original target for England to chase was 190 after the 20 overs. Then heavy rain, stopped play for 75 minutes. Now the target is 168 of 17 overs. That was 111 of just 58 deliveries, which sounded tough, and it's even tougher now. Butler has just gone for 39. So England are 81 for 3 after 9 overs. It means that Banton is still there on 23 at the moment. 190, if they were to get there, if they had stuck that as an original target, was going to be the highest successful run chase at this venue, which shows the size of task for England. Been made worse, I think, by that rain interruption, and now with the loss of Butler. 81 for 3 after 9 overs. They are trying to chase 168 for a victory in 17 overs, by the way.
Elsewhere, Pakistan say that they will take part in the T20 World Cup, which starts next weekend, but they will not play their match against co-hosts India. You can read more on that story now on the BBC Sport website. Reaction from the likes of Keith Andrews, Unai Emery, Michael Carrick to come before second half commentary at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, all after the news on 5 Live with Stuart Clarkson.
The voice of the UK.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Lord Mandelson says he doesn't remember receiving 3 alleged payments totalling $75,000 from Jeffrey Epstein. Bank statements appearing to show the payments in 2003 and 2004 are part of the latest release of 3 million files about the late sex offender. Lord Mandelson has questioned whether the documents are genuine. Reports from Iran say Irfan Soltani, who was arrested during the recent nationwide protests and reportedly sentenced to death, has now been released. His lawyer told the AFP news agency the 26-year-old was freed on bail yesterday. Around 200 patients at Southampton General Hospital had to leave their wards early this morning after a fire. More than 100 firefighters brought the flames under control. We're told no one was injured. And the Conservatives have chosen their candidate to contest the forthcoming Gorton and Denton by-election later this month. Charlotte Cadden served for 30 years as a police officer. A list of the candidates declared so far from all the parties can be found on the BBC News website.
A new era of Formula One is about to dawn.
I think the biggest step the sport has ever seen.
There are new rules, new cars, and a brand new team.
In Formula One, it's just absolute, brutal, pure competition.
And the next generation of star drivers are taking us along for the ride too.
I'm gonna go like a madman.
If you want to make it, first of all, you have to believe that you have what it takes.
The biggest shake-up of F1's rulebook has been years in the making.
Somebody's gonna get it right and somebody's gonna get it wrong.
I'm Rosamund Pike, and this is F1 Back at Base. A new era. Listen first on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Live Sports with Steve Crossman.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
Tottenham 0, Manchester City 2, second half commentary on the way. Michael Carrick has made it 3 wins out of 3 in charge of Manchester United. They beat Fulham 3-2 thanks to a late goal from Benjamin Sesko. Here's Carrick.
We wanted to win today, and to feel that last kind of the 91st minute equaliser was a bit of a blow, but even then I thought there's still 8 minutes at least left. We normally get a chance here late at some point, and we always feel there's a moment, and then especially for Ben to get it, couldn't be happy for him. He's fully deserves it. The work he's done the last few weeks since we've been in, and the extras, and I'm just delighted for him. He totally deserves it. It was a fantastic finish, and I think to feel that moment, to feel that emotion, and for him, it'll be special in front of the Stretford end. There's many done it before, but once you get it like that as a striker, it'll do him the world of good. I just think that Ben just deserves that goal. He's got so many positive attributes in his game, and he's still young, and he's still relatively inexperienced here, and so we'll be patient with him, but he'll have a big future, and he's just got to keep improving day by day, and he's certainly done that, so that's why I was delighted with him.
So that win for Manchester United has taken them up to 4th. The defeat for Fulham takes them below Brentford into 8th. Here's Marco Silva.
Tough result for us. In my opinion, we deserve much more from the game. All the story of the game started with a terrible decision from John Brooks giving a penalty that how is possible to give a penalty by that tackle, that how is possible really completely normal tackle just on the ball, and he saw there's something that nobody can see. Terrible decision from him. I know that after VAR wrote a different story and started to go in a different direction, clear from me, from my staff, players, probably everybody that was in the stadium, that the penalty was given by the tackle. I know that the VAR is writing a different story. For me, clear feeling as a football guy that I know and I have the experience to be there, was given by the tackle. They can say what they want, we have to accept their decision, but this is my opinion about the moment.
Well, there were a couple of really controversial VAR moments so far today. One in that game where Mateus Cunha's shirt was being pulled outside the area. The referee gave a penalty thinking it had continued inside the area. When it was looked at, the decision was reversed, but then a free kick was given, which is in line with the rules, but wouldn't have been given had it been a check for something else. And then especially at Villa Park, where it finished Aston Villa 0, Brentford 1. Villa did think they'd equalised through Tammy Abraham. It was disallowed because the ball went out of play, or at least that's what the VAR deemed, at the other end of the pitch at the start of the move. They don't have lines or sensors on the touchline, so that was a decision taken by the VAR and a decision that's obviously upset Unai Emery. So lots to pick through there and a lot to get into on 606 08085 909 693 with Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton. Afternoon, Chris.
Hello, Steve. You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. Have you seen those two decisions? Any thoughts?
Yeah. Well, I thought just starting off with the Villa one, I did think the ball was well out of play.
Did you?
It did look like that to me. But let's hear from Villa fans. Unai Emery. I've not heard his press conference after the game. You're saying he was upset with that decision, are you?
Yes, he said it wasn't fair.
Right,
he said the decision was unfair, but he accepts it, so that counts as unhappy.
I've got to say, I don't know what he's talking about with that. I think the bigger frustration, when I hear from Aston Villa fans, losing at home today against 10-man Brentford, and they lost a couple of, I think their last home game against Everton. Is that your title race run? Were you ever in a title race? A lot of Villa fans felt that they weren't. With the Manchester United decision, I understand the frustration from Marco Silva. Absolutely, I do. But what a start for Michael Carrick as Manchester United manager. 3 wins on the spin. He's got the contract until the end of the season. But Manchester United fans, do you think that he should be given longer just with the start that?
What do you think, Chris?
No, I think they need to wait for a longer period. I thought Fulham were very good today, actually, and slightly unfortunate. And Nottingham Forest, want to hear from their fans. Good point in the end. They went down to 10 men. There wasn't any debate about Nico Williams' red card. I don't know whether you've seen that.
Yeah,
Great save, wasn't it?
It is daft, though, isn't it? At 1-0 up to do that. 85th minute, maybe. Or Luis Suarez in the World Cup. I get that. But before half-time, when you're 1-0 up.
I'm with you. It was instinctive, wasn't it? Great save, though.
It's a brilliant save.
Brilliant
phenomenal
save from him. But cost his team. But the second half was pretty dull. Forest sort of dished it out, and Palace ended up getting a point. I want to hear from Palace fans as well, because the club just seems, I may be wrong, and they can call in and tell me I'm wrong, but the club, where is it heading? under Oliver Glasner. He wants out. There's issues now. Mateta, he certainly wants out as well. So I want to hear from Crystal Palace fans. And Watford, what about what's gone on there? Can you believe it? They need a new manager. It's not like Watford.
Yeah.
And north of the border as well, Steve, want to hear from Celtic and Rangers and Hearts fans. Rangers dropped points away at Hibernian. Celtic won at home. The new striker got off the mark. They won 2-0 to leapfrog Rangers into second place. But it does look like Hearts' title at this moment in time.
Nice one, Chris. Thank you. Have a good one later.
Thank you. Cheers,
Chris
Steve.
Sutton and Robbie Savage, 08085 909 693. I love that he turned Sean Dyche into a verb there. They dyched their way to a point. Good. Right. So let's hear about Brentford then. What a victory that was at Aston Villa. Here's their head coach, Keith Andrews.
First half, up until the sending off, I thought we played particularly well. Controlled a lot of the game, caused them a lot of problems with our structure with the ball. Could have and should have created more opportunities with what we had. Sending off obviously changes the flow of the game, but so happy with the fact that we kept attacking. We always knew Dango, Thiago, Kev when he was on the pitch would cause problems for them, and got the goal. Second half was obviously a very different game.
Every tackle, every save, every block celebrated. That was a full team effort, wasn't it?
Yeah, from everybody. Not to speak about a lot, the 11 that are on the pitch are a representation of what we do every day, really. They're the lucky ones to be able to go out and showcase how hard we work and the spirit that we have as a group and the growth that we're showing week to week, month to month. And whoever was on the pitch at any stage just gave absolutely everything to win the game and deservedly win the game, I felt.
Keith Andrews there with Mike Miner, who's also been speaking to Unai Emery about that controversial disallowed goal.
They defend fantastic and they compete fantastic. They have a lot of experienced players to play in different ways, and when they needed defense like they did fantastic. Of course, we tried. We were attacking for the right side, left side, try to be patient as well, stopping them, try to get their box, crosses, corners offensively. We created some shoot, one clear chances with Leon Bailey. The goal we scored, but of course they were resilient, and we must accept it, and congratulations for them.
Frustrated, I imagine, as well at the VAR decision. Have you had chance to look at it back? Do you think that ball was over the line?
I think it's not fair because it's one long action after it, and if the assist of the referee didn't see it, I think the goal was, I think, more right than not. But okay, I accept it.
That's Unai Emery. Let's get more on Crystal Palace getting a point against 10-man Nottingham Forest. Finished 1-1. Nico Williams, as Chris was just saying, sent off for a flying handball at the end of the first half. Here's Palace manager Oliver Glasner.
Very difficult start. First long rain, 1-0 down, and with all the circumstances, great reaction. Played a great first half. And second half, it just shows how thin our nerves are. I think the first 15-20 minutes we controlled the game. We didn't score immediately, and then the players, we have seen everybody wanted. We just then started to run with the ball, and we spoke at halftime. Let's use our width and be patient, playing in the half. And then we played into the pocket, lost the balls. We were running, lost the balls, and then it was just a wild game right at the end. But that's I think because we haven't won for many games now, and then again, if then your striker can't play and all the circumstances, so mixed feelings, but good point here at Nottingham overall, and I think first half when it was 11 against 11 was a very good performance.
That's Oliver Glasner. In the WSL, Manchester City are now 11 points clear after a 5-1 thumping of Chelsea. Here's City head coach Andrei Yeglitz.
I think that we play with a confidence that is not rare in football, but the team that is so determined in everything we do. We defend low, we do it with determination, we know exactly what to do. We attack on transitions, and we are able to own their half and control the game. So we have so many different layers, but we do everything with such a determination and confident, and that I think that's a crucial thing.
Have you just won the league?
No, we haven't won the league. I will never say that until it's done. But just playing this kind of game, so the result fantastic, a win. But again, coming back to that, it gives us so many things moving on. Also, we're getting players onto the field today that is also making sure that we're keeping the standard, and that will be very important for the rest of the season.
Andre Yeglet with Joe Curry. How's England run chase going in Sri Lanka, Kevin House?
Well, Harry Brook is smashing the ball to all parts at the moment. 22 not out of 7 balls. Revised target, which means England need 54 runs from these 33 balls remaining. Joss Butler is going along so well. His score now just with that another 6. Banton is not out on 33. So 54 of 33 balls, 114 for 3 in the 12th over.
And brighter days ahead gave trainer Gordon Elliott a second victory in the Irish champion hurdle at Leopardstown, beating the hot favourite Lossiemouth by 3 lengths. Underway then in the second half at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. John Murray.
I'm not sure I can promise Tottenham fans brighter days ahead, certainly today, and a substitution at half-time, second half just underway. The captain, Christian Romero, has not come out for the second half. So Pap Mata Sarr has come on, and it looks as though it's now a back 4 with Palhinha and Dragusin as the 2 central defenders. And already Manchester City have got a corner which is played into the back post. Gay heads it across. Ait Nouri was challenging for it, and Archie Gray is able to volley it away to Simons, who wins a free kick against Bernardo Silva. So Clinton Morrison, what do we make of that?
That's just got to be an injury, surely. He's your captain, he's only your fit, recognised centre-back who plays. I know they've got Dragusin but hasn't played for ages, so it definitely has to be that. It can't be because of his performance, because you could have took off anyone in that first half.
Yeah. So that means they've lost Romero at half-time, no Van de Ven today, and also Danso and Spence on the injured list. Ben Davis as well, in terms of who could play in central defence. So that is and there's been a collision on the halfway line. 2 players have gone down, one from either side. The referee's blown the whistle, and Dominic Solanke and Husanov.
Well, I'm telling you now, Husanov, I can see Max Alane and Ake warming up, and that's because he's already been booked. He's on a yellow card anyway, so he needs to be careful. He's probably 1 tackle away from getting a second yellow card. He was clever there because he's fouled Solanke and he's gone down. So a bit of cardiology there.
The score, Tottenham 0, Manchester City 2. World Service listeners join us as well, right across the world on the BBC. And Manchester City in front with the first half goals early in the half from Shirky and late in the half from Semenyo. And I can tell you, sitting up here looking around the stadium, there are still many empty black seats in the Tottenham sections. They've not come back to their seats yet. I presume they will, but we'll keep an eye on that. And yellow card is shown to Solanke after his challenge on Husanov. And
that's not a yellow card.
It was, as Husanov challenged, Solanke jumped and with an arm just sort of caught his...
Yeah, but you need to do that as a centre forward to back in. You've got to use your arms. So yeah, it's difficult because that's not a yellow card. It's not a flailing arm. He's using it to pin Cousinov. So no, that's not a good decision from me.
Free kick for Manchester City. So Tottenham, Vicario in goal. As I say, now Gray, Palhinha, Dragusin and Udogie are the back 4. Then Sarr, Gallagher and Basuma in midfield, Kolomwani, Simons and Solanke. And Manchester City, as they started the match, Donnarumma in goal, Mateus Nunes, Husanov, Gay and Ait Nouri. In midfield, Rodri with O'Reilly, Bernardo Silva and then Semenyo, Shirky and Haaland. It is 2-0. And here's O'Reilly now just outside the box, plays it just away from Haaland, who is looking to spin. He's not had the best of days, Erling Haaland again.
That's the first time I say I don't know where he's going, because it's a good ball from O'Reilly. He's trying to make that run inside when the space was on the outside.
But it's out for a throw-in on the halfway line. The Tottenham take back to Basuma. Tottenham fan spoke to us, didn't he, at half-time? And he said to you, Clinton, these days Tottenham fans come here and they don't expect.
No, they don't expect. They said that. Don't expect. They said they've got the best stadium in the world, but they don't have the best players in the world.
That was the point he was making. He said we've got the best stadium. Although here is Udogie down into the area, gets the crossover, O'Reilly clears, comes out, and Gallagher places it inside the D. Tried to use his right instep but couldn't keep it down. It's a crowded penalty area in front of him, but it was high over the bar.
Yeah, it was high. It's an opportunity. It's difficult. It's a difficult technique when the ball's bouncing like that, and he's trying to guide it into that side foot. He's better off putting his laces for it, but at least he gives something to the fans to cheer about there.
So far, Tottenham have had one attempt on target, the Simon free kick that went through the wall at the end of the first half. I'm just watching, as the picture showed us, that again reminds me that Six Nations begins on Thursday night. We'll have lots and lots of coverage and commentary of that. And as I say, it rather caught me out that it starts on a Thursday this season. So we'll have
the Six Nations, the rugby.
Starts on a Thursday night. Wow. France, Ireland. So we will have commentary live from Paris on Thursday night. I was actually told that by our friendly brasserie owner in Paris on Wednesday when we were there for the Newcastle match. I also said to him, because if you remember, Safonov had played in goal that night and Chevalier was on the bench.
Yep.
And I said, who do you think was the best goalkeeper? Donnarumma or Chevalier or Safonov? And he immediately said Donnarumma.
Always.
Here comes Gray, though, for Tottenham. Tottenham sweeping forward, right-footed ball, comes off the head of Husanov, headed across by Kolo Muani. Simon tries to get it down, comes back to him, then he works it. Udogi! Saved by Donnarumma! Bang on target, but an excellent save from the Manchester City goalkeeper.
John, you must have knew that was coming when he said Donnarumma's the best, because it's a fantastic save. It's good play down the right-hand side from Gray, but when it comes to Udogi, I'm waiting for the net to ripple, and it's a brilliant save from Donnarumma. Outstanding.
Yeah, left foot really drove it. That was going, that was travelling, and he got both hands to it as he was going down and pushed it wide. That was like out of his PSG playbook last season, wasn't it, against the English clubs?
Definitely.
So there we are. That's more encouraging for Tottenham. They have to get a goal back ASAP. Corner, Simons takes it right to the back post, headed across by Dragusin, but blocked away, headed it straight into one of 3 or 4 Manchester City players who are there. It's out for a throw-in that Udogi is waiting, that Dragusin is waiting to take. And he has backed himself right up against the advertising hoardings. It's way down in front of our position here. Just have to lean over so I can see him up against the hoardings. He's got an advertiser's name to run across, which he does. Then takes the throw, comes off Haaland's head in his own box. Polina with a chance, but only miss-hit the shot. Husanov was right in front of him anyway. Comes back to Dragusin, who just sort of lifts it to the edge of the box. Rodri's able to win that header. Tottenham in the white shirts with the blue trim, blue shorts, white socks, playing from left to right, so attacking towards the south stand, that big south stand. And Tottenham playing it forward. Simons now to Solanke, takes it down. Husanov with a challenge, still Solanke, forces it in! Manchester City defenders are looking to the officials, but I think the goal's going to stand.
Yeah,
and Tottenham have got one back, 2-1 Manchester City.
I think it's a close one. I think he may be, I'm not going to say it, because I'm usually good, but I didn't put the flag up this time. But it's a good ball from Xavi Simons, and it does look like, I don't know, we need to see the replay. But anyway, he does well, Solanke, and there's a big scramble. Gay, he tries to get back in, watching it here. He's offside, John. He's offside.
Or is he?
Well, wait, look at him. He's offside. The only one who could play him on is Out-Nouri at the back post, but he looks like he might be just offside. It's a close one, because it's the unless you've got to draw them the rulers, I don't know, but he does well anyway. Once he gets into that position, he does well.
Well, you would,
and he kicks through Mark Gahey as well.
Yeah, he kicks through Mark Gay's legs. Was the final touch off Gay?
Well, you can see here once he kicks through his legs. Yeah, it was Mark Gay. It would be Mark Gay, but he kicks through it, but it would be an own goal. But he does, Out-Nouri, it looks like he's gone too early. The Out-Nouri foot is the one, it's the close one.
Yeah, I think you might be right, Clinton. And this is going to go down terribly if this goal is ruled out. It's 2-0 to Manchester City.
It's a goal.
The goal's given.
Wow.
Well, the semi-automated offside.
Yeah, it works.
And I think that will be, we will check this, but I think that will go down as a Mark Gay own goal.
Yeah, it will.
It says on the board, number 19, Solanke, but I think it was Gay's decisive touch, wasn't it, that took the ball past Donnarumma.
This is why I worry. This is why I say Arsenal are the favourites, because City defensively, even with Mark Gay coming, they give up too many chances.
Yeah, and it was a scrappy one, even with now Mark Gay in there, but just arrived, just his second appearance for the club, and it was very messy, wasn't it?
It was. Kusanov doesn't know where he is. I don't know where, he doesn't know exactly where he is, and he stood to make the tackle before that. But you got to credit Solanke. Good, strong play.
Okay, so Gay own goal.
That's a foul as well, by the way. He kicks Gahey's back of his leg, so that could have been classed as a foul as well. We've seen it. Look, kicks the back of Gahey's leg. So that's, if you kick through him, that should be a foul.
He kicks Gahey before Gahey makes contact with the ball.
Don't know what VAR are doing. And then Crossy said, you said the hope with no VAR. VAR should have got involved and disallowed that goal. But game on.
It's allowed.
Yes.
And so I think, Clinton, certainly for the neutral, the fact that it is now Tottenham 1, Manchester City 2, in theory means that this might turn out to be more of a contest.
It's what we wanted, isn't it, John? Tottenham couldn't be any worse than what they were in that first half. They've been better in the second half.
Simons is challenged heavily by Mateus Nunes, so that's a free kick to Tottenham near the halfway line. And of course, and I know it's been a discussion point in the build-up to this game, but that's actually, that Tottenham goal is a great moment for Arsenal as the ball is played forward for Tottenham, and Sarr now on the left-hand side. Here comes the cross that is over everyone from Udogie inside the penalty area. Gray will actually keep it in here on the right-hand side, and Arsenal have already seen Aston Villa lose today. They've been given new hope that Tottenham might be able to take something off Manchester City.
I've seen this before with City. Could be outstanding in second gear, and then you put that defence under trouble, they can get exposed, and they are at the moment.
And we've got another long throw for Tottenham, level with the edge of the Manchester City box. On the right-hand side, the Tottenham right, and again it's going to be Dragusin. Referee Jones is telling him to actually move further up the hoarding, so further away from goal. Here is the throw, arcing in towards the near post, headed away though by Ait Nouri for Manchester City. Back to Dragusin with his hair tied up in that little brown knot, then forward to Basuma, but Rodri's able to play it away. Manchester City on the counter-attack. Shirky then to Bernardo Silva on the left wing. Semenyo running ahead of him. Haaland in the middle. Here's the cross. Simons is able to control it, take it down. O'Reilly though in to snuff out that counter-attack. Haaland first time touch. Shirky into the box. Shirky on his left foot stabs it goalwards, and it's cleared away across the box by Archie Gray. And then Sarr, substituted half-time, just has too many Manchester City players around him. Oh, they fouled him, and it's a free kick to Spurs, halfway inside their own half.
The less said about the referee, the better, John. That's all I'm going to say.
But you're right, it's actually not Robert Jones for the goal.
It's VAR.
That comes down to the video assistant referee, who's Jared Gillett today, and a yellow card being shown to...
I think that might have been Pep Guardiola. It's because it was over here. He didn't come right over, but it was someone here, and Pep's going mad at the fourth official and was clapping, so I think it's Pep Guardiola that's got the yellow card.
All right, I'll take your word for that. So yellow card for Pep Guardiola, who has been no stranger to them this season.
Definitely is, because the fourth official, the camera's on him, so he's definitely told the referee.
I'll make that his fourth yellow card of the season in all competitions. And here is Shirky, who's put under pressure, and it's out of play for a throw into Tottenham. Well, they've got their goal, and whisper it, this is better from Spurs.
Much better from Spurs, much better. Give them fans something to cheer about. They started the second half really well.
So no Romero, losing him at half-time, but they've been on the front foot, and that's what Tottenham fans want to see. And yes, that supporter at half-time, as Ait Nouri goes into the challenge, Gray, and it's brought back for a free kick to Manchester City just in front of Pep Guardiola. Yes, that Manchester City supporter at half-time said, we've got the best stadium in the world, and he said they've filled it with, what should we say, Swedish furniture?
Yeah, I say that. Yeah, Swedish furniture is exactly what he said. You have the best house, and that's what he said.
Yes. Tottenham 1, Manchester City 2. No disrespect. To Swedish furniture.
Exactly.
Lines open for 606. Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton. 08 085 909 693. If you're on your way back from one of the matches around the country earlier, they'd love to hear from you. Book your call. It's free to ring from mobiles and landlines. 85058 to send a text. You'll be able to read about all of the action on the football pages of the BBC website and app. Phil McNulty is here writing on this one. And match of the day tonight. And also new this season, if you haven't heard, the clips and the goals you can see every weekend from the Premier League at 8 o'clock on all of the various platforms, and of course search Football Daily on your BBC Sounds app. The Premier League review will be on there later. Manchester City leading by 2-1, but it is rather more back in the balance. Rodri passing it forward towards Shirky, who's being chased by Gallagher, and Gallagher, who is really putting himself about in this Tottenham midfield, but commits the foul. Free kick to Manchester City that Shirky will take. Shirky, who opened the scoring in the 11th minute, and then Semenyo scoring yet again for Manchester City. 4 goals in 5 appearances now, and actually end of his Bournemouth career, start of his Manchester City career, Semenyo, that is 6 in his last 9 Premier League appearances. Manchester City take the free kick, but Tottenham have got it back. Gallagher, here is Archie Gray, who's up against O'Reilly. Still Gray and O'Reilly's able to put the challenge in, and it's out of play for a throw-in that Gray takes quickly. Picked up a ball from the cone, took it up towards Solanke, who then goes down after deflecting it out of play. Tottenham won a free kick. The officials say only a throw to Manchester City, which is taken by Aït-Nouri. Bernardo Silva. Now here's Rodri. Manchester City have scored 2 goals in this match, but they have not scored more than 2 goals in any Premier League match since before Christmas. Manchester City, which of course has coincided with this drier spell from Erling Haaland. City though looking for that 3rd goal. Semenyo in the full-back position up against Palhinha, goes past him, then Sarr comes in with a challenge, and Semenyo, persistent,
so strong,
wins the corner.
So strong. João Palhinha was nearly heading that ball, but yeah, it's good play from Semenyo. In the end, he needed help from Sarr, but good play again from Semenyo.
Yeah, he is a bundle of energy, isn't he, and strength. 26 years old, and as he does with that long hair that he has, it flies all over the place. It looks even more so. Corner then for Manchester City. Tottenham taking up their positions. Erling Haaland is wandering in there. Here's the delivery, which Gay gets his head to as he falls back, but could only head it wide of the post. And it is a goal kick to Tottenham.
It's a good chance for Mark Gay. I think because he's falling back, he can't get the full power from it. But he's a threat from the set pieces. 9 times out of 10, he'll get his head on it.
He will. Goal kick. Tottenham 1, Manchester City 2. 5 Live from the BBC. World Service listeners with us as well on what isn't the coldest afternoon by a distance. In fact, on the tube this afternoon, Clinton, it was stiflingly hot. I don't know why they don't turn the heating down when it's not as cold.
Yeah, I know.
It's like the Sahara. Ball goes back for Tottenham towards the edge of the penalty area. But in London today, I must say, coming here today, there was that sort of February lightness in the air, the promise of the lighter nights to come. Ball forward from Gray. Solanke up against Husanov, but Husanov is able to steer it on the volley to Aït-Nouri. And then Rodri allows the ball to run back to Mark Gay. Now Aït-Nouri bursting forward and still going. Still he goes, and then in comes the challenge on him, and actually, should have gone with a pass earlier, but Palhinha stepped in, took the ball. Now it's Tottenham on the counter-attack. Ball played forward by Simons to Colomwani into the area as the challenge came in. It's a corner. I think the Tottenham fans in the South Stand wanted more. They were thinking penalty, but corner's given.
Yeah, it's poor from Aït-Nouri. Poor, and then he goes down like he's injured. He might be injured, but poor from him. He's got to get his head up and pass the ball, but good defending. It's a good break from Tottenham. Me personally, I'd have him off. I'd put probably Gonzalez on, stiffen up that midfield, and he'll be off, and I'd put O'Reilly at left back.
Yeah, might well happen. Particularly with Tottenham having more about them in this half.
Yeah.
But Aït-Nouri is still down, and actually referee Jones is having to walk all the way, 3/4 of the length of the pitch to go and see how he is, and he's saying, are you going to get up to Aït-Nouri, or do you need the medical staff onto the field? Meanwhile, at the other end, Tottenham are sorting themselves out and setting themselves up for a corner.
There's nothing wrong with Aït-Nouri.
And he is now.
Just because he's given the ball away. So it's poor play from Aït-Nouri. Trying to kid everyone, but you're not kidding us.
Takes more to kid you, Clinton.
Well, I know, innit, because I've seen it. He's all right, though, isn't he, John?
Yes.
Like, it's because he didn't pass the ball. He should have gave the ball to Semenyo or Haaland.
Some people say you can't kid a kidder.
Exactly that.
Corner for Spurs then. If they get back level here, I mean, that is a turn of events. Set piece, obviously a chance. Tottenham, very effective, scoring headers this season. No one has scored as many headers in the Premier League this season. Here is the corner into the near post. Dragusin, but Haaland just behind him, got his head to it to get it clear, or partly clear. Simons again with the ball into the box, challenged for by Semenyo, and he got enough on that to deflect it across the penalty area. Randall Kolo Muani tried to go across the edge of the box, and Shirky stepped in front of him, and Kolo Muani trying to get it back, fouled him, and it's a free kick to Manchester City, just in front of their own penalty area. And the referee says just to Donnarumma to hold up, don't take it just yet. So 2-1 is the scoreline. A couple of changes, Clinton being prepared by
I think it's Odobert and Tell. So I don't know if it's for the two strikers. I can't see both of them coming off.
Well, Solanke's still feeling his way back, isn't he? Simons now. Solanke tried to give it back to Simons, who'd been sent sprawling. Referee's not having that. Well, why would Simons have gone down in that position had he not been clipped? Accidental, I presume the referee is thinking. O'Reilly loses out to Sarr. Now Gallagher through to Kolo Muani. Kolo Muani trying to get past Gay. No, he did well there, Gay. Donnarumma celebrates Gay's defensive play.
They do it all the time. I think the defenders just love doing it. It's a thing that's coming to the game, but it's brilliant defending from Mark Gay.
Donnarumma had nothing to do with him. It was all Gay, and yet Donnarumma went down on one knee, clenching his fist
like it was a goal.
Like it was a goal. But it was well played by Mark Gay. That's the best of him. Tottenham come again. Simon's ball in. Solanke's after it, but couldn't get there, and it dropped into the gloves of Donnarumma, who much more calmly this time. I thought Bernardo Silva was going to lose that. Instead, he came through the challenge, played it up towards Haaland. Haaland first time pass out to the left wing to Semenyo. Semenyo now into the box, and in comes Palhinha. I have to say, didn't look entirely sure there, Palhinha, as he came in. Turned out excellent challenge, came off Semenyo, goal kick.
Yeah, it's good defending. You know what? You know when you're struggling against pace, the thing is you're going to just stick out a leg, and that's what he's done. He's got fortunate, but credit to him. Really good defending. He's struggling out Nori. I'm surprised Pep's left him on. He did call Gonzalez back to the bench, because he's nowhere near been good enough for Man City this afternoon, especially in these last 10 minutes.
You're going to see those two changes. The two Tottenham men, Odobert and Tell, are going to come on now. Thomas Frank is there just giving some instructions.
Shirky struggling as well. See him just gone down, John.
Yeah, as well as sat down. Pep Guardiola waves for substitutes to come to him. So Kolo Muani, and is that Basuma who's come off?
Yes, it is Basuma. You're spot on.
Basuma and Kolo Muani,
and I think it's Reinders and Gonzalez that are coming on.
Okay, and let's see.
Still no Phil Foden.
Yeah, good point.
Even when Cherky's going down, and it might be him, it's probably him and Out Nori that will probably come off.
So Tell looks as though he's going over to the left-hand side, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Matthias Tell. And City just waiting. Nico Gonzalez is ready to come onto the field, and Reinders as well. And actually the board is being raised by Andy Magley, or at least he's trying to put the numbers in. But Shirky is going to walk off. There was a point in the first half where we thought that he might have to leave the field. Scored the opening goal today, Clinton. 9 for the season, 2 this week, 3 in his last 4 matches.
He's been good. He's been a brilliant signing. He's like a breath of fresh air. He's a joy to watch.
So Shirky is off.
That should be a manager, John. Out Nori's going off and Gonzalez is coming on. That's just good football knowledge, isn't it, John? I'm not praising myself, I'm just saying.
Have you got your coaching badges?
I've got my badges, but I don't want to be a coach when I miss working with you. So I'm not here for it at the moment.
I'll tell you a secret, Clinton.
Okay.
You'll get paid more as a coach.
Yeah, I know, but it's not about money. It's about work.
Of course it's not.
It's enjoyment.
It's job
working with
satisfaction.
you. Exactly.
It's the most important thing.
I don't think I could work with players who are not going to listen to me, John, and end up making me get the sack.
Nobody would sack you.
If we're not getting results, I'm under pressure.
I think you'd be very good at managing up.
Yes, I agree with you on that one.
Yeah. Right, there are the changes. So Ait Nouri and Shirky are off. So as you said, O'Reilly to left back and Gonzalez and Reinders. So that's even more help for Rodri now with, the birds of a feather, aren't they, Rodri and Gonzalez?
They are.
And two Spanish internationals.
Yep.
World Cup squad. Tottenham 1, Manchester City 2. We've just got a big explanation on the board for the decision. VR. Ball in from Gallagher! And it's in! Solanke! How he got contact on that! It was behind him, but he flung up a leg! And the touch took it beyond Donnarumma! And amazingly, honestly, somehow, I don't know how, in this match, it's Tottenham 2, Manchester City 2.
It's a brilliant. I need to watch it again because Solanke's wheeled away like it is his goal, but if it is his goal, the ball's behind him. It's fantastic. Let me tell you, Gonzalez is turning like the QE2. He was the favourite with Nico O'Reilly. Gallagher does ever so well, gets in front of them. It's a brilliant finish. What a finish from Solanke. It's behind him, and it's like a kind of scorpion kick, a flick the way he gets it in. What a finish. And Donnarumma has no chance. Unbelievable finish from Solanke. Absolutely poor from Gonzalez.
I mean, Rodri is in there with him as well.
Yeah, it's Solanke's goal. Definitely.
He's falling forwards.
It's unreal finish that is
throws up his heel. It actually comes, I think, off the bottom of his boot.
Listen, if you don't know about it, it's fantastic.
Oh, that's some goal. Well, memories of actually at the other end. So it's back to 2-2 now. Who would have thought this? Not many inside this stadium that it could possibly be this scoreline. Tottenham 2, Manchester City 2. And here they come again. Ball is played forward for the race of Tell, nearly onto the field. But Donnarumma is able to clear it away and it's out of play. Well, you said it, Clinton, that Manchester City are vulnerable.
They are vulnerable.
If you can put pressure on their defence, but we didn't expect a goal like that.
Listen, it's one in a million. You ask Dominic Solanke to do that 100 other times, he won't be able to do that. But it's poor from Gonzalez. Just come onto the pitch. You have to get to the ball before Conor Gallagher.
This is more like it for Tottenham Hotspur. This stadium, their supporters making this sort of noise. And Dominic Solanke having just scored his first Premier League goal of the season. So 2 goals in the recent 2 Champions League matches against Dortmund and Frankfurt. So that makes it 3 in his last 4. Just as you were saying before the match, how important that could be for Tottenham if he can get himself into a goal-scoring run. And here he is, Solanke's ball into the penalty area, miss-hit actually. And so Gay was able to clear away for Manchester City to the halfway line, and Haaland coming back from an offside position.
It's been non-existent today, Haaland.
He has.
He's not been nowhere near good enough, and he has got service as well. From Pep, though, you got to put on Phil Foden. You have to sacrifice Bernardo Silva now or Rodri and go for Phil Foden. You need a goal. You need a bit, because a draw's not good enough for Man City. Definitely not. I know it's still tight and a lot to play for, but no, you got to be on Arsenal's coattails, especially being 2-0 up. Big disappointment.
Well, the argument wasn't it, that some Tottenham fans might be conflicted today. Those who feel and have decided already that Thomas Frank is not for them and not for Tottenham, but also didn't want to help out Arsenal. But that's what Tottenham are doing. Simons now might open up for him, gives it to his right, and the shot from the angle from Odegaard is saved by the leg of Donnarumma. First time really into the game for Odegaard, and he didn't hit that with any conviction, did he?
Nah, it's not a man who's been scoring a lot of goals, but they look the team that's going to win it though, Tottenham. They're the better team in the second half.
I almost can't believe you're saying that.
I know. After what we watched in the first half, for sure. This is typical Man City though, they've been like this all season.
Well, yesterday I watched a team get booed off at half-time and cheered off at full-time.
It could happen now.
History might repeat
You said
itself.
it, John. You said it. Everything you said today has come off. You did say that earlier on.
But that goal from Solanke, watch out for that on Match of the Day tonight, or indeed on the website iPlayer after 8 o'clock. I mean, it's a kind of scorpion kick. It's not as what's the name of the Arsenal striker who scored?
Giroud.
Olivier
It's not as
Giroud.
good as Giroud.
How did I forget his name?
Yeah, nowhere near as good as Giroud, but yeah, it was a good finish.
Yes, and Udogie back to the edge of the penalty area. Simons has a goal! Oh, and Donnarumma makes the save.
Wow.
Diving to his left, that's a second excellent save of the second half. When you think about it, saves that he's made from Udogie and Simons, Spurs could be in front.
They could, and it's even better save because it takes the deflection of Kusanov. Brilliant save. Outstanding. Man City subs haven't worked as of yet.
Well, Donnarumma needed every inch of his 6'5" and his full arm extension to get to that and push it over the top. That also, had he found the net with that would have been spectacular. 2-2. Tottenham 2, Manchester City 2. Half-time, this match was over. Now it's alive. Simons takes the corner to Odobert, and then in it goes from Gallagher. O'Reilly gets up, heads that away, bounces down on the edge of the penalty area, and there's O'Reilly on the edge of the box to stab it away. Anywhere will do. Out of play for a throw. 15 minutes to play. Do not go anywhere. Well, I say that. We're actually going to go to Kevin Hells.
England have won this match against Sri Lanka, this T20 game by 6 wickets in Pallekele, and the series with it as well. Revised target after a rain break, 168 of 17 overs. It looked very tough, but they got there with 2 balls to spare in the end. Tom Banton finished off with a 54, but captain Harry Brook smashing 36 of 12 deliveries, including 4 sixes. A win for England.
Yep, that's interesting given the stories of recent days. So a win for England in the T20 after winning the ODI series. So that is one of the sporting stories of the day. As will later, incidentally, we'll keep you posted on Justin Rose at the Farmers Insurance Open, who is 6 shots clear going into the final round. So news of that on 5 Live through the evening and in the morning. But we're set, Clinton, aren't we, for a potential grandstand finish here.
Definitely. There's definitely another goal in it. I don't know who to, but if I was to say now, it'd probably be Tottenham, because City haven't started in the second half.
Given away at the back. Gay's pass has given it back to Tottenham. Here's Odobert across to Simons, just outside the D. Rodri's trying to get there, shoots, deflected. Solanke, then back to Gray trying to find a way through, but it ran away from him inside the penalty area, and Manchester City can get it away through Bernardo Silva, but he's given it back to Tottenham. Honestly, the change in this game, I thought there was a change yesterday at Stamford Bridge, but this tops that. Here's Haaland up against Dragusin, just takes it back to the halfway line, then turns, sweeps the pass forward for Semenyo to chase. Haaland makes his way into the penalty area. Semenyo's cross, that's cleared away on the edge of the 6-yard box by Sarr. Only to Bernardo Silva, his cross, headed down and wide by Reinders.
What a chance. You want Haaland on the end of that. It's a golden opportunity. That's why I say there's another goal in this, because it's a good ball into the box from Bernardo Silva. Free header from Reinders, has to be doing better to test Vicaria. What a game, John.
Well, you and I have seen some matches inside this stadium. Many of them under Ange Postecoglou.
Yes.
It's like Ange ball over again.
It is Ange ball. And this
What's going on?
This is what gets these Tottenham fans going, though. When you go on the front foot and you show too much respect to these teams like Man City, go and take it to them. They've been brilliant in the second half.
Yeah, but I thought that Thomas Frank was no good.
That's what they said, didn't they? Didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah, well, they've really produced something here and could yet win it. We've got just over 10 minutes to play. You're going to want to talk about this with Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton later. 08085 909 693 on 5 Live for 606, and 5 Live the place for the League Cup semi-final second legs on Tuesday and Wednesday night. We will bring them to you in full. But now the Premier League with Gay inside the Tottenham half. What Manchester City have to do is to regain some control here that they had for almost the whole of the first half. Coming forward, O'Reilly with a cross deflected. Haaland jumps for it, couldn't get any touch to it, and it's headed down and volleyed away by Udogie.
I don't know. I thought he was going to get on the end of that as well. It was a deflected cross from O'Reilly, and it looked like a good opportunity for Haaland. Dragusin, I thought, thinks defends it ever so well.
Manchester City take the throw, get the ball rolling again. Tottenham 2, Manchester City 2. If you've just joined us, 2-0 up at half-time. But the Gay own goal forced by Solanke, and then that remarkable goal that I was going to say was not as quite as spectacular as Olivier Giroud's.
Nowhere near as good as Giroud,
but it still
was a fantastic finish.
You will not see another goal like that.
No, definitely not. And he won't score another goal like that in his career.
And Manchester City with the ball. Here's O'Reilly. Now City in possession is kind of out of keeping with what we've seen in the second half. Rodri though lifts it forward, headed down and away by Udogie. And now Tell will pass it forward to Simons. Simons still inside his own half, now over the halfway line. Then Tell is over there on the left wing, and Tell low pass through. Gay's able to read that, glide across and take possession. Just to go back to the Mark Gay own goal, when we wondered whether perhaps that might have been given as a foul to Manchester City, the Premier League match centre, so PGMO, say the referee's call of goal was checked and confirmed by VAR, with the challenge by Solanke on Gay deemed not to be a foul as Solanke played the ball.
He didn't play the ball, he kicked the back of Gay. So I don't know what they're watching in there. And also, the goal accreditation panel has adjudged the goal to be a Solanke goal. All right, then we'll give it to Solanke. If they think he's touched it first, we need to see it again. Then, John,
we'll have to have another look at that.
Exactly.
As that blatant handball by Gallagher, as Bernardo Silva tried to play it past him halfway inside the Tottenham half, has resulted in a free kick. And Manchester City, just as we get a little moment of peace inside the ground. What a dramatic second half. What an uplift of performance from Tottenham, and also dip from Manchester City. Yeah, big dip. Listen, I'm not digging him out, but Gonzalez has to be better. I've seen him a few times in City. People criticise me for having a go at him, but in my opinion, he has to get to we just come on the pitch. Gallagher wanted it more than him. At the moment, the Spaniards who play in that position, Zubamendi is your man. Yes, he is the man at the moment. Spot on. Bernardo Silva with this free kick into the box. Oh, it's past Haaland, bounces down, Gay is there, shoots, it's blocked by defender on the ground, still in the area, scoop goal, went over the top for a corner. Well, Haaland was in there. Vicario actually puts his arms around Haaland. They're saying that there might have been a handball in there. Yeah, we'll have to see it. Gay, he can't get the shot away. It's good defending from Pape Sarr. It does hit Sarr's elbow, but he doesn't know nothing about that. As he was falling. Yeah, as he was falling. It landed on his elbow. Is there another handball in there? It was Haaland who got to it, and then Haaland scooped it into Sarr, who was still sitting on the ground, hit him and deflected over the bar. Yeah. No handball in that at all. So it's a corner. Tottenham 2, Manchester City 2. If you're listening in the first half and went away, yes, it is 2-2. Corner, Manchester City. Lots of jostling and jockeying, and in it comes towards the back post. That's headed down and away by Dragusin. Dragusin pressed into action because of the injuries to all of the Tottenham defenders. Romero going off at half-time. Dragusin starting for the first time this season. Manchester City coming with Reinders, and then square to Nico Gonzalez. Right-footed ball, it's a high one, floats out towards the far side. Taken down over there by Bernardo Silva. So with this scoreline, a draw, Manchester City would move to 47 points, but Arsenal would have a 6-point lead tonight. Great weekend for Arsenal if it stays like this. Villa lose, Manchester City don't win. But City have just come on again, just when we thought that Tottenham were trying and chasing that third goal. It's Manchester City who've just reasserted their authority. Lines open for 6:06. Gonzalez plays it in. Haaland heads it across the box. Reinders with a header, but wide. Arriving edge of the 6-yard box, stretching for it, couldn't direct it, and it went wide by a yard. Yeah, it's a difficult header. He's always stretching. It's a brilliant knockdown from Haaland, and it's a good run from Reinders, but it was always going to be difficult to score from there. So goal kick to Tottenham. It's going to be difficult to know what to read into this, isn't it, from a Thomas Frank Tottenham point of view. Mind you, he'll be taking a good deal more out of this than we thought he was going to at the break.
They'll take a big deal out of it more than what Pep Guardiola will, being 2-0 up comfortable at half-time and then conceding 2 more goals. This is why Arsenal are favourites, because defensively they're better than Man City at this moment in time.
If Manchester City don't win this, that will be 1 win in 6 Premier League matches.
That's not title challenges, is it, John?
And yes, they've got their injury difficulties as well. We should point out again, no Doku today. Ball to the halfway line, Solanke getting that down, and so it is now 2-goal Dominic Solanke. Incidentally, we should make absolutely clear, because he has been accredited with the goal that looks for all the world like a gay own goal. As Simons wins it back. Simons does well into the penalty area. Low ball across. Oh, Odegaard couldn't get there. That was well defended by Gay as well in there, though, against him. Strong.
Yeah, he done well. Nunes losing the ball again on that right hand side, but Simons done ever so well. He's come alive in his second half. He's been outstanding, the young man. So yeah, done ever so well. But this is end to end. But good defending from Mark Gay.
In the second half, I would say it's the best I've seen him in a Tottenham shirt.
I agree with you, John. I think he's been outstanding. He grabbed the game by the scruff of the neck.
Gonzalez. Now Rodri. Then Bernardo Silva. Phil Foden is waiting to come on, incidentally. And we're in the 86th minute. Bernardo Silva's cross hits Gallagher on the edge of the box. Bounces down into the full-back position. And is being shielded by Kell. Manchester City have got it back, Semenyo, and then into the area by Gonzalez, but just passed it straight into the path of Palhinha, who was able to clear it away.
I don't know, Phil Foden must be frustrated. I know he's not been in good form, but giving him 4 minutes of football.
They come again. Phil Foden's not scored in his last 11 Manchester City appearances. Rodri passing the ball to Gay, then to the left-hand side to O'Reilly, who puts his foot on the ball as Odegaard approaches him. Back to Gay. Gay curls it in. Oh, that's a good ball. Hook back across. Palhinha heads it away on the edge of the 6-yard
took it off. Bernardo Silva has took it off. Matt Nunes has got a tap in at the back post. It was poor from Bernardo Silva.
2 Manchester City players went for it together, and between them they didn't even get an attempt on target.
No.
Gay to O'Reilly. O'Reilly now 25 yards out to his right to Rodri. Now over towards the far side. Bernardo Silva trying to find a position, runs across the edge of the box, left-footed ball in, Haaland, but headed away by Palhinha, and still in the danger zone, but then Gallagher arrives on the scene, throws himself in to head it wide and behind for another Manchester City corner.
Yeah, it's good defending, good play again from Bernardo Silva on that right hand side, who's coming off now for Phil Foden. But yeah, good defending from Gallagher.
And what play from Palhinha.
Yeah, big strong first header, because you know when the ball comes in you always think it's going to be Haaland with the first contact. He's done well, Palhinha, since he's gone into centre and back.
He has. Palhinha on loan from Bayern Munich, but Tottenham have got to be strong here. We're in the 88th minute. Tottenham 2, Manchester City 2. Corner for City. Packed 6-yard box. Haaland is right in there in the thick of the action. Here's the delivery from Reinders, which is headed by Gay up in the air. Bounces across the box. The whistle's gone. Bounced behind. But the whistle's gone for a Tottenham free kick. Erling Haaland puts his arms up in the air. Says to the referee, what was that about?
Dragason's actually pulling him down, you know.
His arms around.
Yeah, they will check this, you know. They'd
have to.
They will check it.
Would they say, well,
look,
would they say Haaland committed a foul first? However,
wait till you see it.
Dragason had his
arms around
right
him, and then he does let him go, but you have seen them given this season.
Without question. Play's not restarted yet, because Tottenham are going to make another change.
It's a Solanke's struggling.
With Janai Byfield is coming on, the young central defender, 17-year-old academy product, and
they must have checked it by now, though. Surely
you would have thought so, and it hasn't come up on the screen.
It hasn't come up on the screen,
and we've actually, the stoppage is because did you say Solanke?
Yeah, Solanke. Yeah,
gone down with a knock.
Yeah.
So Byfield is waiting to come on. couple of substitute appearances in the last 3 matches after making his debut against Dortmund. What a prospect this is, with all of the defenders out injured. You know, relatively untried 17-year-old being thrown on here against Manchester City.
Exactly, having a lot to do, because there'll be a bit of added on time as well. But yeah, I think fair play to him, a youngster given his opportunity. Go and grab it with both hands, young man.
So as Thomas Frank would probably say, I've actually now got no alternative.
Yeah, of course.
And you look on the bench, as the new signing Sousa, who's a left back, the Brazilian, but he's just a 19-year-old who's not played at all. So there we are. But it's Solanke, who at the moment is being given 2 goals, credited with the first goal that looks like an own goal, but then scored one of the most spectacular goals of the season to make it 2-2. That's it, the end of his afternoon.
Yeah, he's been outstanding. He's been outstanding. We said before about maybe being in the England reckoning. If he keeps going like that, he'll be giving Tuchel food for thought, that's for sure.
Well, if they are both his goals, that is now 4 in his last 4 appearances, and he's warmly applauded off.
9 minutes, wow.
And the fourth officials indicating
is that about right, John? Are we going to have the same finale like they had at Old Trafford when it went up with 9 minutes today?
The VAR checks we've had here haven't been that long.
No, they haven't, no.
Anyway, so another 9 minutes. I'm not complaining.
Nah, me neither.
Not complaining.
No chance.
We're not going anywhere. Not after my rail journey yesterday. I thought at one stage yesterday I wouldn't go anywhere. Tottenham 2, Manchester City 2. Haaland taking it down, and then Gallagher caught by a high foot from Rodri, who has already been yellow carded. However, Tottenham still going. Referee's played the advantage. Simons trying to work a position. Simons is going to just touch it behind him to Sarr. Now it's out towards the far side to Tell. Still Sarr coming across from left to right, and then passes the ball just behind Byfield, and then Palhinha groans. Back to the first half, the Tottenham groans. They go backwards instead of forwards.
Fans are never happy, John.
No, they want their team to win this match. Never mind a point, as it's worked out to the right-hand side by Tell, and now back to the halfway line to Palhinha. Odebear has just taken up a more central position for the time being. Simons over there on the far side, and here is Odebear, who is challenged by Rodri.
Yeah, he's sent off. Oh,
it's a free kick.
He went like he went to the back of his card. I thought he was going to send him off. That's 2 in the space of 2 minutes, John.
Odebear would have been away there.
Yeah.
I mean, there were lots of covering defenders, but yellow card.
Exactly.
Wasn't it?
Wow. Got away with one there, definitely.
The Ballon d'Or winner doesn't get a second yellow card. Here's Byfield. Byfield now to Gray on the right. That is a real talking point there. Rodri, who was sent off in Buda, could easily have been sent off here in North London there. Back to the edge of the penalty area. Long one forward from Vicario. We're in the 3rd minute of added time. Tottenham 2, Manchester City 2. 6:06 on the way. 08085 909 693 to join in with Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton. And during the course of 6:06 we'll bring you the live interviews as well from here at the Tottenham Stadium with Thomas Frank. Very different interview to what it might have been at half-time if it stays like this, or gets better for Spurs. And Pep Guardiola as well, who must be very frustrated that his team has let this go.
Yeah, he'll be super frustrated.
Gay plays it forward to Reinders. Still plenty of time though left in this match, in the 3rd minute of 9, and we are going to see another change with Manchester City bringing on Marmoush for Rodri. And after that, after Rodri escaped a second yellow card, Pep Guardiola's got him off the field.
Yeah, he has. He's sensible. You don't want him to be sent off again.
And also, Marmoush on for Rodri, sensing that there might be a chance in these final minutes, and these are important minutes in the title chase. If Manchester City could snatch this, having been pegged back to 2-2, but it's been lost over there by Semenyo, and Tottenham pull forward. Odebear still going. There are defenders. Husanov, who's so quick, was able to get there first and leaves it to Donnarumma to whack it away right-footed towards the halfway line. Phil Foden is being challenged by Udogie and then goes down. Ball bounces off the pitch. It's given as a throw in to Tottenham. Home cheers. Then Kell Back to Dragusin. 2-2. Tell again, over there. Direct running towards the edge of the penalty area. Challenged by Mateus Nunes. He falls into the box, but I think Nunes got a touch on the ball. Bounced back into the penalty area. Shouts from the stands for a penalty. No interest from the referee. Here's Marmoush now. Marmoush, he's on a run, but
foul ref.
Archie Gray brings him down.
Oh my word.
Tottenham come forward.
Does not know the game, this referee.
Pep Guardiola looks agitated on the side of the pitch. Eventually it results in a
He don't know the game, the referee. Don't know the game. Hasn't got a clue about the game. This game's too big for him. It's a foul. I've tried to bite my lip, but nowhere near good enough.
Throw into Tottenham, halfway inside the Manchester City half. Sarr just walks past the referee and says to him, how long is there to play? And that's it. The Tottenham supporters here, there is belief now.
Yeah, cool. And they've been outstanding in the second half. Man City haven't been good enough.
First half, drained of confidence. Now they are fancying their chances of winning this. In the final minutes of added time, ball played down the left-hand side, deflected to the box with Udogie. It's behind him, and that meant that Manchester City could clear it away. Semenyo making ground down the right wing, not at full tilt, but still going. A couple of step overs against Sarr. Still going. Sarr comes in with the challenge. Out the ball rolls next to the corner flag in front of the Manchester City fans. Many of them clapping encouragement for their team. City thinking they can still win this as well. It's beautifully poised. Foden gets it back in space. Foden's cross deep, high to the back post. Haaland nods it back across. Whacked away, volleyed away by the right foot of Palhinha. We're in the 6th minute of added time. Gay, Gonzalez, can't take your eyes off this. Mateus Nunes shuffles forward, then just passes it to Semenyo, then back central to Gonzalez. Got Husanov behind him. Gonzalez, he goes square to Mark Gay. This is the middle of the Tottenham half. O'Reilly now. Husanov receives the ball. Out to the right it goes. Semenyo forward towards Phil Foden, who makes the run down into the full-back position. Semenyo, and then Mateus Nunes just had to take a couple of quick steps to get there ahead of Tottenham. Manchester City with Gay in the 7th minute of added time now. Reinders, O'Reilly's ball across, took a deflection, but that took the pace off it and it dropped into the gloves.
Yeah, City too much tippy-tappy football. I'm all for it, John, but not when you've got 2 minutes to go. Put the ball in the box. You've got one of the best strikers in the world wanting a crossing, and I know you're trying to find the space to get the crossing, but it's too much tippy-tappy football for me.
Lots to discuss from this match with Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton as Manchester City go back into their own half. 08085 909 693. Manchester City start again. Mateus Nunes. Semenyo now on the right hand side, played the majority of the match on the left, scored the second Manchester City goal, brings the ball in field. Udogie got a touch on it, no free kick. Semenyo stayed down. Then there's a foul on Gonzalez, and that broke up the Tottenham counter-attack. Yellow card for Gonzalez.
Yeah, looks tired, Semenyo. Disappointed, should be passing the ball there, trying to do too much.
Yep, and he gets to his feet, hobbling a little, but it's a free kick to Tottenham. 8th minute, we've got 90 seconds left. Clinton,
this could be the day where Arsenal win the title. I'm not sure, because there's lots of twists and turns, but it's a big advantage for them, John. I could change my mind in another 2-3 weeks.
Arsenal have still got to go to Manchester City in the middle of April.
But if it still stays 6 points and they got to go there 3 points, I don't think Arsenal will drop. But you're right, there's a lot of football to come.
Tottenham could yet win this.
They could.
Vicario with the free kick from inside his own half, headed away by Mateus Nunes, headed back into the box, where Husanov takes it down, passes it across the 6-yard area to Donnarumma, who very calmly gets it onto his left foot, passes it out to O'Reilly. O'Reilly to Marmoush, who's being fouled by Gray. That's a free kick. Gonzalez has got to be careful here with the loose ball against Gallagher, because he's just been yellow carded, but he stays on the right side. Manchester City, now they're the ones who are thinking about winning it late, with 30 seconds to go. So often we talk about big teams, title winning teams, grabbing late goals. At the moment, with this scoreline, It's going to be a 6-point lead for Arsenal tonight. Gonzalez overhits the ball forward, and that will bounce through for a goal kick.
That sums him up since he's come on, Gonzalez. Nowhere near good enough, miles off it. And Man City don't deserve to get anything out of this game. Credit to Tottenham though, John. In the second half, they've been outstanding.
Well, if it is a draw, that will be for Manchester City 7 points from the last 18 available. And Tottenham still yet to win in the Premier League in 2026. But this will feel like a victory, the set of circumstances. I think this might be the last kick of the match. We're beyond the 9 minutes. Goal kick for Vicario, delivers it downfield, and there is the final whistle. And listen to this reaction from the Tottenham supporters. Satisfied applause, I think I'd call that. They're not going mad, they haven't won it, but they booed their team off at half-time when Manchester City were leading by 2-0. But those 2 goals, if indeed it does turn out to be 2 goals for Solanke, have turned it around. A remarkable transformation, really, to the match that we were watching, and this a real blow for Manchester City, because they've been pegged back again in the title race. Arsenal 6 points clear now, and this Tottenham result does turn out to be a very good one for Arsenal.
Yeah, it's a brilliant one for Arsenal. Arsenal have had an unbelievable weekend, beating Leeds and Villa losing, and obviously Man City only drawing it. Listen, Man City can't play a full 90 minutes where they're at top tilt, where they've been outstanding. They always concede up chances, but you got to give credit to Tottenham. Whatever Thomas Frank said at half-time, and making a change, kind of Romero, the captain, going up, kind of galvanised them, and they were outstanding in the second half. And Solanke, he was the main man. He'll get all the headlines. He caused them a lot of problems. Reason why we spoke about him, John, before the game kicked off, and he's outstanding. And Tottenham glad to have him back. But yeah, another dent in City's title charge for sure.
Yeah, we saw some good goals today, didn't we? And some saves from Donnarumma in the second half.
That's what I mean. They could have lost this Man City in the end. Donnarumma was outstanding.
Yeah, but in the end, Cherki and Semenyo for Manchester City, but then Solanke in the second half. Tottenham 2, Manchester City 2.
Clinton Morrison, in your prime, do you think you could have got your body in the position that Solanke scored from?
Yeah. You can get your bit. You can, because at the end of the day, you're just sticking a leg out across it, and you're hoping for the best. Because no way can you work on that to do that. That's not something that will come natural. That's just you're ahead of the ball, and you're hoping that you can stick your body out and your leg out, and it can make the connection. And 9 times out of 10, that won't find the back of the net. That's 1 in 100 that he'll score that goal. But yeah. Credit to him, though. It's a fantastic finish. Even though I don't think he knows a lot about it.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm wondering, because isn't it 0 out of 100 for every other Tottenham player, though, if you see what I mean? You need a lot of luck for it to happen, but equally you've got to be instinctive enough to try it.
Yeah, he's natural. He's in the 6-yard box, so he deserves that. But hardly anyone would be able to score a goal like that. No. When you've run past the ball and your body shape, and then you just stick a leg out, it's fortunate. But you deserve your luck for how he played in that second half and his work rate. And as I said, we mentioned him before, and he's in the right areas to score goals. Too many times this season, Tottenham players haven't been in the right areas. So yeah, it's one of those. City will think it's very unfortunate, but as I say, Tottenham will be buzzing by it.
The England manager, John, probably goes away thinking he scored twice, actually.
Well, as I say, what we've been given from PGMO suggested that was Solanke's goal, so 2 goals.
Not sure, Clinton, to be honest.
Well, it looked like an own goal to me, but PG, they said that their panel had judged that it was Solanke's goal.
I don't want to give it to Mark Gay because he's a close friend, but it is his goal. Evidently, it came
he's not going to want it either.
No, of course he's not going to want it, but it came off him at the end. So yeah, it will probably go down as his goal. But nah, give it to Solanke then. But I do think VAR should have got involved. I don't think that goal should have stood. I think he kicks through the back of Mark Gahey, but we'll give Solanke the 2 goals.
It's been a bit of a VAR day with 3 out of 3 matches.
You called it crossy.
Well, I don't like the incessant VAR chat, but you do have. I do think, John, it's a thing whereby sometimes you will take in a day's football and think, yeah, this is going to be what people are talking about.
Yeah, that's the world in which we live, and people have to accept. It's all very well, people, and I understand it absolutely, because people are frustrated, they don't like the experience, but saying let's scrap it now, I'm sorry. Unfortunately, I have to tell you, that's a non-argument because it is here to stay.
No, I don't want it scrapped. I think it just needs work, Crossy, quite a bit of work. But I think for big decisions, that can help a lot of teams. I still think we need it. I don't think it gets everything right. But no, I still want it to stay here.
And it is worth underlining as well, John, that you go back to 2024 when there was a vote on it. Not that it necessarily would have been decisive, but it was 19-1 in favour of Premier League clubs to keep VAR. So the clubs and their managers, this is something that they have voted for anyway.
People do forget how it was before there was any technology and how every week on Match of the Day, managers, players would be incredibly angry that there was no technology in the match. Remember the arguments. It's a business now. It's a big business. These decisions are costing us millions and millions of pounds. So
same argument with VAR, though, isn't it? That's the point. And
it is.
People thought that would be taken away, and it hasn't been.
But with the technology, as I've said throughout, at some point in the history of time, it will become better.
Yeah. Let's finish with one on Thomas Frank then, Clinton. It almost felt like a bit of the Michael Corleones from, it's probably Godfather 3. So just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in. I mean, honestly, I had no idea where that second half came from.